Hi guys, before you go into the live, I thought I'd just tell you about the fundraiser that I'm doing for my granddad in memory of him. I am running 65k in 13 days, 5k every day, and every single kilometre that I do is a year that my granddad was dementia-free, Alzheimer's-free. It was a horrible illness, took him away from us too soon. He was my best mate. So yeah, it's a tough task. I'm training for it at the moment. So yeah, I'm starting on the 16th of November and it'll be going for 13 days from then. It's going to be a tough, hard challenge, but I know that it'll be a good one because all the money that I do make will be going towards Alzheimer's research to try and find a cure for this horrible disease that took my granddad away from me. There will be a GoFundMe page going out on Monday the 9th of November, so whenever you're watching this, I imagine it'll be up. So yeah, the link will be in the description of this live that you're watching now. So if you could donate even £1, it'll mean so much to me, and I know it would mean so much to my granddad if you could see the people donating for him, and also I know it'll mean a lot to the guys at Alzheimer's Research to try and find a cure. So yeah, thank you guys, and if you can donate, the link will be in the description. Enjoy the live, guys.
Good evening all, Martin and mcfcfantv. How are we all doing? It's the Friday night return of the Friday Night Social. We did one last week. It is Friday Night Social, and we've got quite a few guests on this evening, and one of them is brand new as well to the channel. So I'm going to do the newbie last, so he gets a nice introduction, because you know the other ones. First, we've got Tom. How are you, buddy?
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, another good day. You know, more donations coming in. Carl himself here has donated, so thank you, Carl. I really appreciate that. So yeah, we've just got to 1,300 on Friday the 13th. So it is good luck to some people. So yeah, it's a good target to hit. Bearing in mind, I only wanted £300 in the beginning, so we've already hit 1,000 over that. So it's brilliant.
Good. And we've got Carl from Washington. How are you, buddy?
I'm well, gentlemen. Good to see you guys again. Hope you're happy, you're healthy. I'm happy, I'm healthy. Looking forward to the future. Excited about City.
Oh, you're excited. Good.
Oh, I'm excited. I'm excited.
Unlike misery shops up there. You know, we're getting relegated next year, according to
No, I didn't say. That's Chris that says that.
That's the way you made me feel. Right,
when?
Hang on. I think Chris has now joined us. I'm just going to add him on. Here he comes. The Ginger Prince has arrived. Hello, buddy. How are you?
Arrived.
He was here first.
I was here first, you clown.
Don't set me off already. And we've got a brand new person to the channel, all the way from Australia. I promise you guys, we are not just going to Australia and picking anyone and everyone who's a Man City fan from over there. We're not.
I think we've had them all, though.
We've had them all.
Hi guys, I am Martin. Thanks, mate. Yeah, we're only over here because obviously we got sent here for doing bad things. That's why I know Alan. Met him in strange ways, and then they sent us to Melbourne. So that's why we're all over here.
Have you been to Thailand, by the way, Ross?
No, I'll leave that to Alan, mate. He's pretty well known over there, so just leave that to him. I'm happy here with my wife and my little one. So
hey, if only you knew, me and Chris found out far too much the other night. Far too much. Never look at the man ever again. I'm just going to say some hellos in the comments, and then we're going to get straight in. As you can see, it's a packed show tonight. Doopy, hello. How are you? Hope you're well too, buddy. Sean Fogarty is on as normal. How are you? John Grogan, hello, mate. How are you? Adam Quinn, hello. LaChow Blue, please start late till I get home from work. Well, it's me, so we're never going to start then on time, are we?
You might get back for the half an hour outtake.
It's an outro. If you're going to use the right terminology, use the right one. I
still roasted you, didn't I? Though, let's be fair. He got a laugh.
You couldn't roast a chicken in an oven. Be quiet.
Well, I can because I got GCSE food tech. So,
he knows how to use a rolling. I bet you made a pizza, didn't you?
No, I didn't actually.
Everyone makes pizza in food tech when I was at school.
It's different now.
Ooh.
Yeah.
They make a salad now. Sean Fogarty, I do a similar thing on my YouTube channel called Plastic Fan Show. Are you nicking our ideas?
Oh.
Nicking our ideas, eh? Every Friday night. You're late night. Right, sorry. I'm going to bring this up, and I shouldn't do. What is with that photo?
Oh, mate, I've got some worse ones than that. I'll send them you, and you can maybe have a little slot where what's Alan doing every week? Because I've got some belters of him.
Oh, he's going to be quiet. He's going to be sorry you come on now, I tell you. Who on tonight? I've just told you, mate. Andy Blue Moon, how are you? Good evening, guys. Hope you are all self-named. Andy, the lucky glass is with us. Charlie Everett, good evening, Blues. Jamie Short, hi, guys. When is the deadline for donating, Tom? Good question.
So the deadline for donating will be, I can't remember the date exactly, but it'll be 13 days from, I'll be able to give you the exact date, just 1 second. It will be the...
We're always prepared here on the
channel. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
Math then, Tom.
Yeah, I did. The 29th of November. That's when it'll be the last day of donating, which is the last day of the run. So it might be the 1st of December, just depending on targets and stuff like that for the future. Yeah, so hopefully the 29th of November.
And if there's any late stragglers, so we'll probably keep it open for a day or two. Ross, anyone who's new to the channel, it's a Friday night, and Carl, Chris, and Tom will tell you we just go with the flow and we have a laugh on a Friday night.
It's what it's about. That's fine, mate. Obviously, it's Saturday morning for me, so yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Well, hey, it's still Friday afternoon for Carl. Yep. He's still on midday over there. Hope Stanley is okay. Hey, if you could see the photos me and Chris are getting. Talk about love with a puppy.
Did you see what Brian Gardner wrote on one of the comments?
No.
About Stanley's 3 trips to the vets this week. Is he really Ben Mendy?
He should rename him now. Evening, everyone. Evening, Leonard. How are you? Merlin's Magic. Evening. Apex. I'm not even going to put you in a timeout because you're just known for this now, mate. Every stream, you're up with Guardiola out. And I don't mind keeping it up because you're making yourself look a bit of a fool at the moment, mate. Blue Moon, Blue Heart, Blue Moon. I'm looking at your picture. Good evening, gentlemen. Gentlemen, you've been here long enough to know us, Blue Heart. Ocean Rage, evening. Chris is all here. Oh, I've got to put this up.
That's not. Well, it's not true, really, because I was here at Tenta and Chris was here.
I was first on, Tom.
Chris and Tom are the best.
See, he knows. He knows it.
John Grogan, Tom, how do you donate? We have got a link in the description.
Yeah.
And if you want to tell them where else they can go, Tom.
So there's 2 links. There's a Just Giving page and a GoFundMe page. If you want to donate any donation below £5, go to the Just Giving page, as that is any minimum donation. And anything above £5, if you go over to the GoFundMe page, it'll be over there. So either one, any donation £1, anything will be taken with the biggest of thanks. So yeah, either one for them.
Good. Hello, Centurions. Legs and Sweet, hello, how are you?
Legs and Sweet, I like that.
Jack Lee, he said hello to me, not to you, lad. Jack Lee, Evening Blue. Somebody loves me on the channel.
Not again.
Is this your girlfriend?
No, it's not. She does it to wind me up because I promote the channel on my social media. Everybody thinks it's funny to come on, and she always comes on just to do that to wind me up.
I think Tom has a lady friend.
No, I don't. She has a boyfriend anyway.
Might not be a girl, because there's no picture. Could be anyone.
No, he knows.
No, it's definitely a girl.
Doopy wants to know his roster guy Alan couldn't stop talking about on Thursday.
That's a bit worrying. I hope not.
Doopy, you're in the wrong place for professional. Yeah, come on, Doopy. You've known us long enough now, mate. Alan, is that meant to bother us? I am watching. Hey, mate, that'll just encourage us even more. Don't be putting yourself like that.
Martin. I think Dupe is a lady. That's a lady's name.
Well,
yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Get it right.
I don't know. Alexander Griffin, bloody Allen's on his ears, must be burning. Andy Blooming, Reading Manchester Evening News, Argentine paper, Messi will join City, but once guarantees Pep and Sergio will stay. Well, apparently he was going to PSG the other day. So I'm not going down that road. I'm not going down the Messi road again. Let's wait till January because no doubt that will start again. He was kidding, apparently. Oliver, hi, how are you? Are we mentioning the M word tonight? No. Vinny Reed, Evening Citizens. Electro Disguises, evening lads. Welcome, Ross. Electro Disguises said some very nice things about me. So, thank you very much. On my channel, I normally play FIFA on a Friday, but now I've changed it to a Saturday just for time. No worries. No, I don't. She has a boyfriend anyway. Tom, your classmate. Smith,
there he is.
Yeah, here we go.
Smithy. Right,
Tom's Brigade's in. Tom's Brigade's in.
Yeah, it's Tom. It's Smithy. It's Morgan. He's top man. He goes to college with me.
And John Grogan, thank you, because close to my heart. My father passed with Alzheimer's at Broughton House, which is close to my heart. There you go. So, Merlin's Magic, you got this. And we want Messi, we want Messi, we want Messi. Okay, then. Right, what we're going to talk about tonight, we've got 5, maybe 6 questions that I'm going to throw to the panel. Some will be nice and straightforward. Some may cause a little bit of controversy. But let's find out. It's not like us to do be a little bit controversial on here, is it? Question 1, I'm going to ask, because start of the season's been a bit up and down, a bit like a roller coaster. And if you listen to Tom and Chris, we're not doing very well. If you listen, well, Tom, not as bad as Chris. Chris has got us relegated next year. And
all I said there is that we haven't hit the heights of what we have in past seasons. I never said it was a negative thing. I just says with the impact of how many games there are, it's hard to turn over and always perform every single game. There's a difference. There is a difference, Martin.
Tom,
it's like casting a net.
Tom, you don't have to explain yourself. Someone rang me earlier and told me that Sergio needed booting out of the door. Out of the door.
Well,
that's not what I said. He's totally changed everything in that conversation. I will explain myself in a bit. Right. Glass half empty, glass half full. Let's go around the panel. Tom, start with you, mate.
About the season.
Whole season. As a whole, performances, the lot. Are we glass half full? Are we glass half empty at the moment?
It's glass half full, I think. I think it is because, it's another season. There's obviously we started the season. We started it well with Wolves. Obviously, there's been some disappointing games, but like I've just said, it's what you're going to get if you're playing so many games. And look at how many injuries that we've had, the most in the league. I think I saw a stat after we came off air on Thursday or yesterday. It was 99 Premier League injuries so far this season over all of the teams in total. So it is definitely glass half full. It's not glass half empty because, we've only played however many games we've played, not many whatsoever. So, there's still a long way to go, But, we could see what happens in the next few weeks with injuries and how results go for us. Obviously, the Villa game will be coming up soon with that game in hand. And if we win that, we're back in it again. So at the moment, it's glass half full.
Yeah. I'm with you, mate. I'm with you. Definitely half full.
Oh, so you agree with me now then, do you? Max Martin, make your mind up.
Listen, I said this the other night. I was glass half full. You sort of changed a little bit there.
No, I was stuck with what I've said. I was just peed off that we drew to Liverpool.
I love this broad accent of Tom's.
All right, so now we're going to bully me for being from Yorkshire. That's
I'll never bully you.
All right then.
Just to let you know, Tom and Chris have been on this wind up. I'm sure they get together at the start and go, let's wind Martin up tonight. Let's really wind him up. Ross, how are you on the season?
I actually think so. I'm probably half full. So I think what team in the Premier League's actually smashing down doors and doing really, really well this year? I don't think anyone is. I think it's pretty wide open. Yeah. We're probably, to Tom's point, we're definitely not at the heights from the last few years. We're not playing that well, but still grinding out the results. We're still in there. We've got a game in hand. I actually think we'll come good. Had a lot of injuries, as of every team. I think every team's going to continue to get injuries. I actually think, and it's probably for later on, but we probably would have been flying away with it had we secured another forward, in my opinion. So where we are, I think we're doing really, really well. But I just can't be doing with negative City fans. And maybe it's a new thing. Like, from all the shit that we've seen, like, is this really this bad? Like, is it that bad? Like, God, guys, get over it. I mean, our friend who we won't mention his name, like Mendy was the worst centre half in the world, but you know what I mean? He'd probably walk into most Premier League teams. Like, we've got the players that we've got would get in most teams in the league, whether you like it or not, whether you want to be negative. There's a lot of negativity around City players. I think we should just get behind him. Like, everyone's going to go through it.
Yeah.
Zinchenko wouldn't. Anyway, that's my little beef on Zinchenko. Right, let's go to Mr. I want to know how Chris is multitasking here, because as you were writing, he's typing in the comments. You doing a bit of multitasking down there, Mr. Baker?
Someone's got to do.
Go on, Mr. Negative down there. You put your hand up.
No, I was just saying goodbye if
right.
Don't have any negativity, like. But no, look, the season just doesn't feel real to me. I think football without fans is just glorified training games, mate. I don't feel as connected to it as I usually do. I think that's partly because I'm not getting to go to games as well, but it just doesn't feel real this season. Obviously, I'm still going to watch the games and, taking it all, seriously. But, as a team, I think we've come into the season undercooked. We've had plenty of injuries. And we've had injuries in areas of the team where we're not particularly strong, like at left back and up front. So that's not helped. And like you and Tom were talking about yesterday about all the players that are getting injured throughout the whole Premier League. Everyone's dropping like flies. Kevin looks knackered.
Mohamed
I think what they...
he's got...
I mean, Liverpool are absolutely decimated, aren't they? They're losing some big players at the minute.
Yeah. Great. Absolutely great.
But it just, like I say, mate, it doesn't feel right. But I'm going to be honest with you, mate, there's some of Pep's tactics that frustrate me. I don't like the inverted wingers. Yeah. I don't like Rodri and Gundogan as a partnership in the Premier League. But then you have to take into consideration that we have to use squad rotation because we are playing so many games. So everyone needs to play to try and keep the squad fresh. So
don't you dare try and set me up. I know what you're doing there.
I'm not saying you know. Like we said, I don't think we're playing at our best. I think we're quite away from our best at the minute. But there are mitigating circumstances, and some of it is beyond Pep's control, and some of it is.
Yeah. Blue Art says, going to come to you in a minute, Carl. Hang on, look like Ross has got a high level of common sense.
Get him off.
Yeah, don't go too soon, guys. Don't go too soon.
David Robertson says, like you're the only one wearing a poppy, Ross. I did have one. It was on me. It's on my coat. So it is on my coat that I wear when I'm here. People from Yorkshire are the best. There you go, Tom.
Go the boys.
Hi, Ross. Which part of Australia are you in?
Melbourne.
He did say that at the start. Blue Hat wants to know, Chris, why have you got Christmas decorations up in November, mate?
Listen, you know where I've been all day, Martin. I have been in my shed all day, right? And I've come in to a house full of Christmas decorations. I think lockdown has got to the missus, bless her.
It's November, mate.
I know. You don't have to tell me. They don't usually go up till about a week beforehand, but Yeah, I think it's just something to do, mate.
Carl, now, you've been quite vocal on Twitter about this, haven't you? About this half glass, half full, and you've seen a lot of negativity. Where do you stand on this?
I think like Ross and like Tom, I'm glass half full. And I'll tell you why I'm glass half full. When I look at where we are with injuries, what we've overcome, we're still in the race. When I look at Laporte and Diaz playing together in a back four, they, for me, are probably the best center-back partnership in England at this point in time, based on the few games they've played, the way they play, the way they communicate, the way they defend. That game last week against Liverpool, that 1 point was a massive point. Because if we had lost that game, we're 8 points behind. And it's done, cooked, right? But that 1 point, in my opinion, was more about the defensive display versus the attacking display in the midfield, because the midfield was tired. And Jesus was coming back from injury. He got a good goal. Sterling was playing inverted winger, which I don't like Chris. But the defensive display in the rain, in the stupid conditions, playing against Salah, Firmino, Diego Jota, and Mane was a good performance. Another point I would like to make is, look at the games we've played, all right? We played Wolves away, tough game. We played Leeds away, difficult game. Arsenal at home, difficult game. Liverpool at home, difficult game. West Ham away, in their current form, not easy. And then Sheffield United away, a win. Look at Chelsea. They played Brighton and West Brom. Liverpool lost. Palace, Southampton, United draw. Burnley and Sheffield United. Right? They've had an easier run than we've had. Yet we have one game in hand. We win that game. You're above them. Look at Tottenham. Everton at home lost. Southampton, I think was a draw. Newcastle, I think was a draw or loss. United, they beat United. They have West Ham, Burnley, Brighton, and West Brom. So if you look at the spread of all the games we've had compared to our peers are up there, we've had the most difficult run, and yet we're still close to them. Win your game in hand, you're up there. So for me, the glass is always going to be half full.
Yeah, I'm with you. I mean, I said it the other night. I think, are we playing tremendous football? No. I think you've got to take this season's conditions. You've got to take it all into consideration. Me and Tom spoke on Thursday night about, last night, about how there's so many injuries right now. There's so many people dropping. Like Chris said, Liverpool are absolutely decimated at the moment. We spoke with Leicester haven't got a back line.
No.
Literally, all their back line is out. Their CDM is out. It's not a normal season. I mean, are we at the heights where we're winning 5, 4s, 6s? No, of course we're not. But teams are a lot different. The other thing you got to remember is teams getting stronger now. They're getting stronger every single season.
Yeah, Martin, think about this. So, which is why wrapping up a Champions League in match day 4 coming up the week after is critical for us.
Yeah.
Because when you can wrap that up, top the league, and you secure qualification, you can play the kids in the Champions League. Because then you have every 3 days, you have a game. You have Christmas coming up, right? Every couple of days. You have the Carabao Cup coming up in December. You have the Derby coming up in December.
Yeah.
You have games every 3 days. So wrap it up, focus on the team on the league, and let Tottenham and Liverpool and whoever else worry about the Champions League at this point. Please just.
I'm with Carl. I guarantee, though, if the bin dippers get one more injury, they'll be asking for the league to be stopped.
100%.
He'll be out. We don't want it to carry on. It's not fair. Our fans are really upset because they can't go out. Our players have got dodgy legs. It's not our fault. We need to cancel the season. Guaranteed.
Well, if they cancel the season, it's points per game. They're going to award the title based on points per game.
Yeah.
So right now, Leicester would win it.
Blue Moon, so I think we've got to win a few games before we're up and running. I think it's going to take everyone a few games up and running. I do think at some point, though, I think someone's going to get a good hiding. Someone's going to get a good hiding.
Oh yeah.
I think once you get that game where we're back to our best and we're putting the ball in the net, I think everyone will just relax and they'll go back to normal again. I think it's a very, I mean, Blue Out said it there, it's a very cautious season right now. People have just got to relax, and it's a weird. We said, me and Andy and Chris always have said this ages ago. It is a weird season. It's going to be a weird season. Southampton were top of the league for the first time in 32 years. Correct. Everton have been top. Villa have been top.
Right.
You know, Leicester have been top. Everyone's going top at the minute because it's just a weird season. Everyone's beating everyone. People have got injuries. People have got COVID. There's no fans in the stadium, and there's probably not going to be fans in the stadium for the rest of the season. I think home advantage has gone out the window now because teams are a lot more relaxed going to people. You know, you go to an Anfield, Old Trafford, or Swamp, you go anywhere like that, the atmosphere is not there. The intimidation atmosphere is gone. So they can just relax and play football. So that's where I stand with it anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know what Chris means though about like, you know, you can't connect with it. I think probably why that's probably a bit easier for me is obviously since coming over here, I can't get to the games as much. So it's pretty normal. But I get it for everyone back home who like, you know, what's the point of football without fans? I mean, it still kills me now that I'm not at the game. But I suppose I've got used to it after the years and just flying home when I can and get into the game. But actually living right near the ground and that, and not being able to get there must like just be even worse because at least I know I'm just too far away. So I get that connection, but I think you've got to separate it from like, well, that's what it is. They're still playing. So whether the games are shit or, you know, it looks like a training thing, the games are still going to go on and you just got to go for it. And if you win the league this year, you win the league. That's what it is. It's just what's in front of you, isn't it? Yeah,
to Russell's point, Martin, I think it's all about money, right? Think of all these stupid international games, these stupid friendlies that nobody wants to play. It's all about money. And these guys will flog the players until they drop dead like flies on the field because they want the money, the revenue, right? Until the players say, you know what, screw it, we're not playing. That's when they're going to – managers are saying don't play. Pep, Klopp, even Jose is saying this is crazy. But because of the money. And who's watching it? I'm not watching all these stupid international games. They're ridiculous. Right? I watched a game today. It was Nigeria versus Sierra Leone, right? 4-0 at halftime, 4-4. No fans in the stadium. It's bullshit.
Well, I think Chris has got a point. They're like training games at the minute. The handbrake's off, everyone's relaxed, and they're just playing the game. Now, it's a great spectacle, but it's not reality. It's not really how the league is it? I mean,
well, someone made the point, Martin, didn't they, about the Liverpool game and how if there was fans in the stadium that we'd have got right behind them in that last sort of 20 minutes and stuff.
Yeah.
And the game just sort of drifted into nothingness at the end. You know, it was it would never have happened with fans.
Right, yeah, that's what I said. For the last, we all saw. My point was Kevin De Bruyne was knackered by about the 70th minute. With the fans in that stadium, did they give the players the boost, that have lifted him, and that have pushed him as far as they can over that line to get that winner? And it just wasn't there.
Chris, I'll tell you what, if the year we beat Liverpool 2-1 to win the title in the 18-19 season, if that was a COVID year, we're not winning the title. Because the last 20 minutes when Sané scored that goal, it was the fans. It was the fans that pushed that team over the edge. That's it.
The Leicester at home, the fans pushed them.
Yeah.
The fans literally pushed that ball into the net. The fans literally pushed that ball into the net.
Leicester fan TV, even though, do you think Leicester have a chance to win the Premier League? I do.
Yeah, got a chance, haven't they?
I don't because of the Europa League. They have to play Thursday, Sunday, and it's going to get – now they're playing, Lask or whatever it is, but it's going to get tough.
I've got a feeling they're going to toss that off.
Yeah, I do.
Winning the league, mate, they're tossing that off.
The thing is, for me, with them, they have got a chance because they're there. They've got a lad there who stays fit. He scores goals. Whatever you think about him, he's going to score goals all year, and I reckon he'll probably get the golden boot again if he stays fit.
Yeah, I just don't think they have the legs to go all the way every 3 days. It's just FA Cup, Champions League, Europa League, Premier League.
Interesting though, did you see the interview with Maddison where they asked him that? He said, it must be hard to play Thursday and then Saturday, Sunday, whatever. And Maddison said, nah, everyone in our squad just wants to play football. We're not bothered. Yeah, so I think there's a mentality thing as well, isn't there? Yeah.
I mean, I think they have a chance. Will they do it? Unlikely, but they do have a chance.
I'm just going to bring in a super chat. Ella B, thank you very much for that super chat. Alan, well said, Ross. Simon Nesri, my Scouse mate, has already said call the season off.
There you go.
There you go. Yes, Leicester have a chance to win the league. Anything can happen. Yeah, it can.
The problem is Brendan Rodgers. I'm telling you, I just don't. He will choke. It just.
Well,
I think Leicester should have made it into the top 4 last season, shouldn't they? And they totally blew up for some reason. But I think they're a decent side. But like you said earlier on, Martin, to have the whole back 4 out injured is not a good thing, obviously.
Well, he agrees with us. International week, waste of time or waste of space. Jack Lee, international breaks were daft anyway, regardless of COVID. They weren't overly daft. They need to be a less priority right now. There's more priority than them. England have got shirts to sell at last night. England have got shirts to sell at last night's match. Where in England they're away kit. Exactly. So, England versus Ireland, and they're both in their away kit.
Hey Martin, that's where I am. Glass half empty. That clown who's managing England, who's stealing a living, who everyone thinks he's revolutionised football. We lost more games at the World Cup than we won. He doesn't know who to pick. If a young lad plays 80 minutes, he gets in the squad ahead of someone who's playing fantastic. The guy's an absolute, don't get me started on him in England. He's an absolute clown.
Ross, I mean, I like watching England. You're 100% correct, buddy. 100% correct. I'm 100% correct. It's the most boring football I've seen England play in a long time.
Yeah. John Grogan, hand on heart, do you lads think we'll win the league? And do you think Pep? We're going to come to that, John Grogan. We're going to come to it next, actually, which brings me on to this quite nicely, actually, to our next point. There's rumours tonight that Pep Guardiola is only going at the moment to sign a 1-year rolling contract and will only ever be a 1-year rolling contract.
Yeah.
He's never going to sign anything long term.
Yeah.
I'm going to go around the panel. How do you feel about that? I will give my point at the end. We'll start with you, Cal, because you obviously.
But that's what he did at Barcelona. Even the great days of Barcelona, the days of the best football team in the world football. That's what he did. 1-year extension every year. That's what he does. That's what he does. So the days of a manager signing 4 or 5 years is over. It's just
Klopp
not over.
did it. Klopp did it.
Yeah. Let's see if he stays for 4 or 5 years. And Bayern Munich don't call calling him.
Well, I mean, fair enough. I understand what you're saying. That's what he does, but is it right that he does that?
Right, it's in the eyes of the beholder. If City, if the club is okay with it, then it's right. Right? What's the option? If he doesn't sign and it goes away, okay. I mean, if the man will stay 1 year rolling contract, fine. Just use him for what he is. Whether we have Guardiola or no Guardiola, we're still going to win titles. City will still win titles. We won it before Guardiola came. Matter of fact, we actually got to the Champions League semi-final under Pellegrini. And if not for Pellegrini's tactics, we'd have probably got to the final, right? So
I know what you're saying, Carl. I don't think it's that simple because I think Guardiola brings a lot more than most of the managers to the table. I think he brings players with him because some players come for Pep. Let's be honest and let's be factual here. They come in for Pep, some of them. Yeah. Some players we will go for will not come if Pep's not there.
Correct, but then again, at Barcelona, with the greatest team that ever played the game, he was on a 1-year rolling contract. Players still came. So build the institution, right? Build the winning institution with proper.
It's already there, though.
Sorry?
I've already said this to me. The winning institution's already there.
Yeah, so just keep winning. People will come. Pay them well, they'll come. I'm not bothered. I'm not bothered about 1 year or 6 months. Just
I appreciate that, but there are fans that are really bothered by that. That's why I'm asking, Cal. No, I know. It's all right you saying that, but there are fans genuinely that are like, no, this is not good.
So what do they want to do? Get rid of him and bring somebody else in?
Some are saying that.
Okay, it's up to the club to decide then, right? I mean, ultimately, put it this way: you bring in Pochettino.
I know what you're saying, but as a fan of a club, you can't go, well, it's up to the club. Well, we sit back. We're not customers. We're not customers.
My argument is if Pep Guardiola signs a 1-year extension and can bring Messi in, you think Pochettino can do that? Probably not. Right? If he says he wants a 1 year, that's what he wants. That's what he wants. Give it to him.
But like someone said there, the rumours tonight, Messi wants to come, but he'll only come if Pep stays long term.
Keep him.
He ain't coming to sit there for 6 months. and Pep walks out the door.
Remember, it's a 1 year rolling contract. 1 year rolling contract. I'm sure there's a clause in there that he has to exercise that 1 year decision at a certain time. So look, I trust the club. The club got us through the whole FFP. They got us through everything. So I trust them to make the right decision for the club. Okay. I'm not worried about it.
And guys, I'm not trying to be negative. I'm just trying to see it from both sides of the argument here. Tom, where do you stand on that? If these rumors are true, they are rumors right now.
Mm-hmm. I hope the rumors are true. I want him to leave at the end of this season because as much as I love the guy, we need to look in the long term. There's Nagelsmann out there. There's Pochettino with no club. In a year's time, I can 100% guarantee you that those guys will be taken up. We need to look in the future now. We know that Pep isn't going to be staying for much longer, and the future is more important now. I'd like Pep to confirm maybe that he will be leaving at the end of the year, and it's not going to be done. I personally think that will be the case, and I think that's why it hasn't been done as of yet. I think that's the reason why Lilo only signed a year's contract, because he'll be gone in the summer as well, because Pep will be going. And I also think that's why Messi didn't come in the end as well. We need to look at somebody else, because it's all right going Pep this, Pep that, but we go for another year and there's nobody out there, then that's when you've got serious problems, because the future of the club's more important than another year of Pep's contract, in my opinion. I'd rather Pep leave after winning a few trophies this season and then just get Nagelsmann or Poch in and be happy that we're going to guarantee a decent future with a decent manager and have had 5 years of Pep, rather than another year and then have uncertainty of who's coming in because everybody's been taken.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Yes, I have, by the way, Noah.
Yeah. Go on. I don't think that Nagelsmann is good enough for City, frankly. Neither is Pochettino. I don't think they're good enough. I think Nagelsmann is a good attacking player, coach, but for me, he's not good enough for the club. Not from where we are. It'll be a massive downgrade to go to Nagelsmann or even Pochettino.
Yeah, but isn't anyone going to be a downgrade?
Right, but not that
exactly.
not that much of a downgrade. I mean, not that much of a downgrade. We're talking about going from the world's best manager to an upstart, frankly.
Yeah, but that's the problem with a lot of fans now. It's like what's happened with Company, and it's like what's going to happen with Agüero, and it's like what's happened with David Silva. You get the top players in and the top managers. At some point, you're going to see a downgrade, because the best of the decade. So at some point, when are we going to see another Ronaldo or Messi? You know what I mean?
I mean, comparing Nagelsmann to someone like Luis Enrique or even Max Allegri. I mean, there are levels, bro. There are levels. I mean, Nagelsmann is just not, for me. He's a nice guy, plays attacking, but he's just not good enough.
I'd rather have Poch, to be honest with you. If there was one manager that we had at this point who's free, it'd be Poch.
Yeah, but I do understand your argument about Pep has to commit to 1 year and commit to a longer term. I think he'll 1 more year. I think he will, and then we'll see from there. But either which way, the club will be fine. Man. These guys are smart who are managing the club.
Yeah, my issue with this is, like I said, some players will come for Pep Guardiola. And you go into contract negotiations and you go, well, you signed a 4 or 5 year deal. And some players, like I said, are coming for Pep and go, well, you're only signing a 1 year deal, mate. Do me a favour here.
Yeah, but players have a way of adapting, man. Adapting to new situations, new circumstances, right? These guys are smart enough to understand that the game is just, yes, Pep is an iconic manager, but at some point he's going to leave. Are we going to hold on to him forever? So they realize that, right? So, I mean, Lautaro Martinez plays in Italy, right? For Antonio Conte. Okay? I mean, would you have Conte as a manager? Probably not. But he's playing for him. So, let's see what happens.
Martinez was there beforehand. I'm saying about bringing players in.
Right. Look at Frankie de Jong at Barcelona, who played for the former coach, right?
Yeah.
I just think make sure the institution is well run, with a good legacy and a winning mentality. Good players who want to play, give them the right money. Pep is iconic, no doubt, but at some point he's going to have to leave.
Yeah,
just with that, that's my opinion, by the way.
Well, Ross, while I come to you, I'm just going to bring in some comments. Alan is obviously not happy. I need to bring in Alan's super chat, because when the super chats are on, we need to bring them in. Thank you again, Alan. 1 year does not give City stability over long term. I want Pep to sign, but longer. Ross, where are you at with this?
Yeah, it's one of them head and heart things. I'm probably right in the middle of some of the comments, which is a bit of a get out of jail. But part of me says, if Guardiola's not there, who do you get? And I know probably with Tom at the moment, the best available is Poch. But what's he done? Like, play good football, never won anything. Give him money. Will he spend it right? He had a bit of a bad track record with signings. I think he was actually pretty lucky at Spurs with some of the players he had at the time. But then, to your point, Martin, it's like if I was at work and the guy's offering me a new job to leave my current business, and he says, "Can you come here?" But I'm leaving in 6 months. I'd be like, "Well, why are you leaving?" And obviously, with players, you whack the money in front of them, and that probably gets quickly forgotten. But I think where we are as a club now, it's all about that succession planning, which I think City in the last 3-4 years missing out both on players and managers. So for me, like, are there people who should be at our club learning to be a manager? Is it a company? Is it a Zabaleta? Should they be there? Player wise, like Tom said, we've had some great players. We've not bought very well, if you're honest. We've not replaced Toure. We've not replaced Silva. Aguero's going to go probably one more year. And I'm with Tom. I actually think Guardiola's gone. What's getting on me as a fan? Are you staying or are you going, Guardiola? You've been amazing. I'm not knocking you. But give the fans a bit of respect. You're going to be here next year or you're not? Tell us now. Like, what's the big thing about waiting? I don't get what anyone, the club, the fans, him, what's he achieving by not just coming out and saying, I'm going to sign a new deal or I'm not? They've probably offered him more money than he's been on in the last 5 years. So that can't be the issue. If he wants to go to Spain to be with his family, I think everyone gets it. No one's going to say, no, you bang out of order. He's been great for us. But yeah, I think some of his decisions recently are sort of paving the way that he's going to go, because I think Klopp's rattled him. And I think he will not like some fans if he hears things like this. Some fans talking about they don't want him, because he is an ego guy. That's all the best people in sport are egos. So if he thinks for one moment he's not wanted, he's going to be gone. So yeah, I'm like on the fence, guys. Want him to stay, but for me, I think there's a few comments. He needs to tell us if he is, and two, actually, what does a year give us? Don't give us any planning, because we're actually in transition. We're playing differently. I think he's just got to make a call, and the club's got to make a call as well.
Well, but there's an argument, Martin, about this too. I mean, the man says, "I want to see the players respond to me in this year. Then I'll decide." And maybe he has a point that, look, I want to see how they respond to me. I mean, I coach. Some of you coach. I coach U17, right? But it all depends on how. If the players don't respond to you and they're not taking on board what you're training them, maybe then you can decide I want to leave. But if they're still responding to you, maybe that's what he's waiting for. I mean, take the man for his word. If he really says, "Look, I want to make sure these guys are responding to me," if they're not,
so how long do you give that though, Carl? Because here's my point. Well, when a team goes after the player, they don't go after him in May. They go after him. City will have, if they're going to do anything in January, that will have already been done and discussed August. They don't go the week before and fancy him off the tree today.
No,
Pep, my issue with that is Pep goes to May or even April. That's our transfer plans. Up
logically, that tells you that he's going to sign for another year at least, right? Because the club's not going to leave it that late. The club's not going to leave it to a point where in January, February, they're going to say, well, if Pep says, no, I'm gone, which means he's going to stay, logically. So
we say that, but we went with that Vincent Kompany replacement for 18 months.
Yeah, but Vincent Kompany replacement versus a manager replacement, such as Guardiola, is a totally different thing.
Do you think, though, Carl? I think with Guardiola, Carl, that like they want him to stay so much, they'd be willing to wait until the last week of the season, and then he'll walk in and say, you know what, I'm not staying. And we'd be in no manager. Like Tom said, the best ones have gone. I think the club are so desperate for him to stay. And then, but what would be funny, guys, if we put a positive on it, it'd be great going on Sky and seeing, like, Allardyce, Kirbishley, all the managers who come up for every job.
Yeah.
Just who's going to be the next City manager? Get Sam Allardyce in.
Well, I think Sam Allardyce already had a go. He's already tried to do it himself.
The flip side of the argument would be, I mean, these guys are mates. So Soriano, Begiristain, Pep go back way beyond City, right? Back to Barcelona days. They're mates. You really think that they don't know what's going on? They know what's going on. I trust the club and the manager to make the right decision for the club. I just do. I just feel that at the end of the day, come August next year, you're probably going to have Pep Guardiola stay for at least one more year, and that will be it.
I pray he does. Chris.
Yeah. Right.
I know, sorry, mate. We've left you in the corner over there like a naughty boy. I do apologise, mate.
Right.
Go on.
It's all right.
Where do you stand on this?
Well, like any fan, you probably want Pep to commit more than 1 year, a rolling year thing. Because, he is our most successful manager ever.
Yeah.
His football is the best football we've ever seen at the club, usually. But Pep's in a unique position, a completely unique position. How many managers at their clubs now know when they're going out the door? Whether that's to go to a better thing or to get sacked. This is very unusual what situation Pep's in. And I think there must be some agreement that Pep won't jump ship, and he won't. And from the board side of it, he won't get sacked. And if he wants to stay, he can stay. I
think that's a great point. There has to be an agreement.
It's a very unique situation, and one living through the 90s with City, where we were getting 3 managers, every month.
33 days.
Yeah, it's kind of. It's just a weird one. I just accept it is what it is, Martin. I want Pep to stay. I do agree with what Tom's saying about long-term planning, but we did recruit really well in the summer, and that is without knowing if Pep was going to extend after this year. I think Diaz was a great buy. I think Ake will be a really good buy, and Torres was a good buy as well. I know you wanted more players, Martin, but for me, I thought we recruited. Yeah, you are. We'll look at you. But you deserve that. Anyway,
coming from the alcoholic down in the corner over there.
It easy with you.
Listen, it's the only way to get through one of these, mate. So yeah, Martin, it's just what it is, buddy. I want Pep to stay. I liked him to have a little bit of a thought change on some of his tactics, but no, he's our most successful manager, and he's brought us some fantastic times as manager, and that's where it is. I'm not going to get emotional like you are about it.
I'm not. Hang on, I'm not emotional.
I had a phone call with you earlier, mate. You were almost in tears.
You know what? It doesn't have to tell lies. So I'm going to start calling you Pinocchio.
Chris, maybe it was the inverted winger thing that you and I hate so much.
All right. Well, I'm going to go round, and I just want a yes or a no. Will Pep be here next year? Yes or no? Tom?
No.
Ross?
No.
Carl?
Yeah, he'll be. Yes.
Chris?
Definitely, maybe.
Well said, Chris.
Why don't you do us all a favour and answer a damn question?
I'm getting binned again, aren't I, Tom?
Yep. Sadly, it probably happened to me at some point as well. So,
yeah, I think he will stay actually,
and I think you'll stay. So 3-2, Pep's gonna stay.
It's not a competition; it's just opinions, as you like to always say every bloody minute. So it's not a competition.
No.
Martin.
I got told opinions are like assholes. Everyone's got one. Blah blah blah. Don't you worry. Yeah. Sean Fogarty.
Some bigger than others, eh?
But
Tom, your head's not that big, mate. Calm down.
Martin, I think the follow-up question is: if you were to go, who would you pick? First name out of your mouth. Who would you think? Who would you pick? Each of the guys.
Honestly, all right. I'll be totally honest with you. Poch. He's Premier League proven. He knows the Premier League. Nagelsmann worries me. He's 34 years old. He really worries me. It's the age and the inexperience. I know you're going to say Luis Enrique, and I get it. But again, he's got the same issue what Pep had. He's only won it at a Barcelona ready-made team. He hasn't done it anywhere else.
What about Brendan?
I'd love Brendan. Brendan was. I have said Brendan before.
He's been at Liverpool. You can't have that.
Ross, who would you have, Ross? Who would you have?
I'm not sure what his name is in it, but I know he's acting it. Robert Carlyle and Jimmy Grimble. I reckon the stuff he did, he could, like the way he handled Gordon, like proper ego in the team, and got the best out of Jimmy. I'd go Robert Carlyle.
Yeah, you've got Mike Bassett as well. You know, look at what he did with the England squad.
He looks too like Sam Allardyce, though. So you got to worry there.
And he played 4-4-2 quite a lot, didn't he? So maybe that's not going to suit us with two strikers.
Guys, that's back to my, you know, I had a sneaking feeling years ago that Vieira was going to do something at City, and he was the one why they sent him to New York, and then But I think we need to be looking at making a manager, because actually I don't think there's that many good ones around, and I think Chris and Carl might have both mentioned, with the right players, an half decent coach should be able to win things.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah, because the manager's not everything, is it? You know what I mean? It's not, is it? You know, it's the players as well.
I don't even think, Tom, to that point, Tom, I don't even think players listen to managers that much anymore.
No.
I think they're so highly paid. They just do what they want to do.
Yeah, player power, isn't it? It's never the players that go out when they're losing, is it?
Well, this goes back to Chris's point about the inverted wingers, right? Watch the game against Marseille, Champions League, where we played left on the left, right on the right. We were absolutely dynamic, like 17-18. And then the next game against West Ham, I think it was, we played inverted. And we were terrible. So next question, why the hell?
Carl, I think he does that, though. He does that because he expects the winger to pop up with goals because we've not got enough up front. So being inverted means you can cut inside and have a pop-up goal. Whereas when you're normal wingers, you need centre forwards.
The problem with the inverted winger, we talked about this, is the fact that you play inverted winger against a back five, you get stuck because you're coming into traffic against a back five. There's no space. So it's a tough one, man. But I don't think it works for us, though.
I'm just going to read a few comments out, sorry, because there's loads I need to get some read out. Badly made because 3 trophies left to win: Champions League, UEFA Super Cup, and the FIFA Club World Cup. Blue Art, ever the optimist there. Didn't Pep say not long ago that he wants to stay, but it's down to the club? So why are we looking at clickbait rumours? Because we're a fan channel, Blue Art, and we have to talk about what other people are talking about.
It's Friday.
We don't have the inside track at Man City, otherwise we'd have now to talk about, Blue Art.
We have Alan.
I think some people need to realise how fan channels work. Surely we've got to talk about what's being talked about in the media and outside of things. Right, Chris, it is what it is. I'll be happy with Poch winning Europa Leagues and FA Cups. We'd have good success. Let's not get greedy.
Get told, Chris.
I think structure of the club will always carry on with or without Pep. No, I agree. I agree with what Carl's saying. I do get that. I'm just saying, I mean, it's a quote I said to Chris earlier. Is the tail wagging the dog or the dog wagging the tail?
The tail's wagging the dog at this point, frankly.
That's what worries me. That's what worries me.
But you know what it is, Martin. Every so often,
decorations out behind you.
Every so often,
mate.
Sorry, Carl. Chris, sort your Christmas decorations out. They'll be on you.
Listen, it's not my job, mate. I never put them up.
They're falling down. They're getting lower and lower.
I couldn't give a shiny shite.
Martin, I remember when I was growing up, every so often, right, you meet this girl who is the most beautiful girl you can ever meet. And you're the biggest, strongest guy in the whole world, but this girl just makes you melt like ice cream, right? That's what we're in right now with Guardiola. Right?
I've never seen Pep like that.
Yeah, no, I've not either. No. Sorry, Carl.
They're so in love with this guy that they just can't see beyond.
Yeah.
You know?
I think you need to speak. I think you need to speak to Alan, Martin. Carl, sorry.
Carl, if we're going down that road with bromance, personally, as a blue, I'm still more in love with Mancini than Guardiola.
Yeah,
I agree. Yeah, I agree with that.
That's a man I'll have back.
Yeah, if you was one manager in 20 years' time or something that you could have back out of all the managers since the takeover, who would you have back?
Yeah.
Mancini for me, 100%.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, easy.
He just ripped him down. Brilliant.
Now I'm going to get in trouble.
Sorry. Oh, dearie me.
It would be Mancini, wouldn't it? He would do. Well, I would anyway.
Oh yeah.
Mancini with the squad.
I'm not going down that road. Not doing it.
Oh, I thought we don't have the maybes. That you said that to Chris.
I've said I wouldn't. I said I wouldn't have Mancini back. No.
Okay then, fair enough. And why's that, Martin?
I think from
Bad
what
attitude, Tom. Bad attitude.
but that's been confirmed though, Chris.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
been
only 'cause-
confirmed
yeah.
by players.
By players, exactly. Player power that
Yeah,
got
by
him kicked
players.
out. Joe Hart was one of the biggest.
No.
Even I love Joe Hart. I love Joe Hart, and he was one of the biggest culprits.
And we had Sharon Latham on who said he was never bad with her, but he had seen it. And she said if he spoke to her the way he spoke to other people, she would not have had it. We've had that confirmed by someone who works at the club on the channel. So ain't rumours.
I never said it was. I'm just saying. Well, it is the players. It was the players. I'm not on about the staff. I'm on about the players who were playing in that cup final that purposely lost against Wigan to get him kicked out.
Oh, we agree with that. I don't agree with the way that happened. No, because I think they let the fans down that day.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. I'm not on about anything else. I'm saying what I've seen from a fan's point of view. He was let down by the players against Wigan.
What we need to remember as well, guys, is that attitude, good or not, won us an FA Cup and a league.
Yeah.
So for me, that outweighs all that. And he had great hair.
And
And he wore a scarf really good.
Hang on.
Ross, listen, Mancini's the reason the club changed.
Yeah.
He was a massive part of that.
Yeah.
And Martin, you might not like it, but that
Hang on.
he changed the mentality.
No, I'm with you, mate. I'm on him. I'm Team Mancini.
Yeah, same here, mate.
It's the only manager that's put a full page in the MEN, and he's saying thank you to the City fans.
Guys, let's go one at a time. One at a time, so we're not overall.
Yeah, well, then shush.
Well, don't twist my words.
Stop twisting my melon.
Just because
Wait for it all the time.
you're trying to twist my words the way your Christmas decorations twisted at the minute.
Well, they're on
I'm
the floor.
blaming you for that. I am blaming you for that.
Electro said, give it to bloody Gordon.
There we go.
Blue Art, definition of an opinion, a view and a judgment. Blue Art doesn't like it when we discuss things. It's got to be factual. I'm starting to think Blue Art's Andy in disguise, you know, something. Kurt Rogers got to be the most disrespected manager around these days. Guy, quality. Here's one that Carl will love. Marcelo Bielsa.
No.
Yeah, Bielsa, the Godfather.
Not Godfather at the minute.
Well, he's still doing all right, man. He's still doing all right.
Yeah, he's been stuffed the last 3 games.
Stuffed by Leicester, too, right? So,
And Palace, who've never scored 4 goals at home since 2013.
He's a good manager.
Yeah, I reckon Leeds will go down.
Nah, they'll stay up.
Premier League is a totally different.
Watch the next game against Arsenal. Leeds.
That's Arsenal, mate.
Yeah.
Right. Anyway, all banter aside, I want to move on to the next subject. Did everyone answer who they wanted as manager, or was it just? Did we stop on that? Tom, who did you
I think it was just you, mate.
Sorry,
Yeah, it was just you.
let's go round quickly. Tom.
For the next manager after Pep,
Yeah.
Pochettino.
Ross.
Do you need a name?
Mancini. He's dying to say Mancini.
No, I'm not. I don't. I'm going to go left field and just say I'm going to say Company.
That'd be beautiful. That would be nice, wouldn't it? That him and Zabba. That'd be class.
Zabba assistant manager.
That's not left field. That's not left field. That's Dreamland. Chris.
Hey, mate. I know. Listen, I don't care. Right, I really don't. We talk about old managers. I would love to see Kevin Keegan back with all this money, mate, and the football we played then. He was great. That was great football. What about who's the? Is it Gasparino? Is it at Napoli? He plays that sort of football. Let's get him here.
Yeah.
Oh, Gattuso. Oh no, he's at
Gasparini, Atalanta.
Atalanta. That's what I meant.
Yeah.
John Grogan, do you lads think Sergio will be here next season, and who would you like to replace him if he leaves? That's a good bonus question. Let's throw that out.
Who are you answering then? Who's asking? Me. Me. All right. Yeah, I think he will stay another season. I think he'll wait until he can have a full season with fans back in. It's a little bit different with the David Silva situation. He was obviously saying he was leaving when we were still in the ground. So I think Sergio will add on because I know he'll want to go with a full season with us lot in the ground. No doubt about that. So yeah, and what it'd be 10 years next year. So I think he'll do a company and do 10 years. I think that's what they're trying to do with as many of the old players as possible. And to come in, you know, I'd love Haaland. That'd be the one that I'd love to see. Obviously, it'd be going back to Jimmy Grimble again. Haaland, a City fan, growing up. United come and ask, and then he says, "What's better than Man United?" And he goes, "Man City." And then, you know, he gets signed, and it'd be absolutely brilliant. So, yeah, Haaland for me. It'd be Erling. I think it'd be a good signing.
Would City spend the money necessarily for Haaland?
Yeah, because they've been waiting for however long to get a striker that's right.
Well, we just got £60 million, is it?
Apparently, that's a load of gut. That. Yeah,
Wish he is.
They've said he hasn't actually got a release clause now.
I don't know why we didn't sign him when he moved last. Just mind boggles. The mind boggles why we didn't sign him.
So, where are you at, Ross? Sergio's last season. And who would you?
Yeah, I think he's struggling. Me, I think they're rushing him back. I think his injuries are worse than the club are letting us on. I think it's all down to whether he can actually do another season. I think he'll stay around, but how many games he's actually got, it worries me because I just love him, but he just can't seem to get that run of games anymore, can he? Because of his injuries, and we've got no backup. So I know we've got Jesus, but that's it. Like, so he's got to play, which is such a shame. But I'm a bit like Tom. I think he does want to stick around. I think he's a bit more of one of the loyal players that we've had. We've had quite a few actually over the last few years, and he's definitely in that company Zabaleta mould. And yeah, Silva. It would have been nice for Silva to see the fans as well, but I think he'll be here. For me, it's just about how big a part he has because of his injuries.
Okay, Chris. I mean, we discussed this earlier, actually.
You were very scathing about Sergio earlier.
I was not. Don't start with your lines again.
I am not lying. I actually lost my rag with you because it was unbelievably disrespectful.
Right, I'll tell you what. No, Chris, before you stop, I will tell exactly what I said because I won't hide behind the words. I never do. My exact words were: Sergio Agüero is the greatest ever striker ever to grace the Premier League. My words were, though, I don't like this. The club going, you can leave whenever you want. It's your choice. I don't like that. Again, we're back to the tail wagging the dog. You know, I can't walk into my work and my boss, leave whenever you want. Stay here for 20 years if you want. Stay whenever you want. It's up to you. You don't have to. It's still a job. It's still a business at the end of the day. And I don't want to be in a situation like we are with a company where we're scooting around for 18 months and can't get something done. And let's be honest, I mean, we're a third into the season. And yes, it is injuries. We understand that. It's not scored a goal.
What?
We're a third into the season.
We're what, mate?
What?
We're not even a quarter into the season yet.
We're not yet.
Well,
Martin, but what you're saying is exactly what they're doing with Guardiola, and you're all right with Guardiola. Like the same to him,
Ross, I said
leave when you want. Leave when you want.
No, I didn't say that. I said
no, Guardiola. We're saying to Guardiola, leave when you want.
But I'm not all right with that. I said I want him to sign a 2-3. If it's a 1 year deal, then we haven't really got a choice. But hand on me out, I want him to sign a 3-4 year deal. That's what I want. We need long-term strategy. And I don't agree with the company. I thought we left ourselves in a very, very big hole, big style. And I don't agree with what they're going to do with Agüero. I mean, we said about David Silva. David Silva had a ready-made replacement, and I've said it on here before. Phil Foden's played about one game in his position yet. Where's these replacements? I know Carl said about this long-term strategy, this group. Well, I'm at the moment for the last 2 years, I'm not seeing it.
What? But Martin, hold on. How many players did we sign in this summer?
3.
Ake,
I'm
Diaz.
not including Zach Stefan. He was already done.
Wait, Ake, Diaz, and this guy. What's his name? What's his name? Varane, right?
Mm-hmm.
We almost got Messi. Right?
We never got Messi.
We almost got Messi. Frankly, we almost got Messi. Got Messi.
Hey, but guys, that Martin's point there about the ready replacement for Silva, then you've got to go back and look at Guardiola. He's the guy who's not picking Foden and playing him. Every game he's played this year has been great, and then he drops him and don't play him. I'm sick of this. They need resting. Look at all the younger players at other clubs who've made it and got onto stardom. They played at 17, 18. Robbie Fowler, Michael Owen, all that. They played him and they've been brilliant.
Look at Chelsea.
Amazing. Stick him on the bench.
Yeah, look at Chelsea. Yeah, look at Chelsea last year. They had all the youth team out, didn't they? Near enough, and they came 4th. So if you play more, they come better, don't they?
But let's be fair. It's easier to play your Chelsea youth players against Brighton, West Brom, Palace, Burnley, Sheffield United than playing Wolves, Leicester, Leeds, Arsenal, Liverpool. I mean, really. Phil will probably get games against Brighton, West Brom, Palace, Southampton, Burnley, and Sheffield United. And he played against Wolves, played against Leicester, I think. Right? So it's degree of difficulty. But I hear your point that he should get game time in his right position. But Guardiola always said that he's not going to replace David Silva.
We did. No, Carly did. The exact quote was, "I don't need to replace David Silva."
Yes, I know. That's what he said that he's not going to replace him. So let's see him put up. Let's see him play forward in the right position.
He was on about Gundogan, really, wasn't he?
I like it. Guys, there's some of you in the comments saying we're not being negative. We're talking about it because the rumours are tonight Pep's going to sign a 1-year rolling contract,
which is good in my opinion.
That's what we're talking about. People are saying, "Oh, we're not being negative." Guys, some of you need to understand fan channels. We talk about what is out in the media. We talk about our opinions as well. Otherwise, we've got 5 people on just all going, "Yeah, City great, City amazing, everything's the best. Good night and goodbye." We'll be done within about 4 minutes. Come on.
Well, we won't because you have to do your outro.
Hey, Bubble.
I got it right this time.
Good lad.
Yeah, said outage early. Absolutely, yeah.
I'll tell you what boggles my mind. What confuses me is that ringer thing. It really, really just gets.
We'll come to that in a minute, Carl.
Oh, God.
Ross, coming back to the striker, who would you replace Agüero with?
Me. So we've mentioned one. I think there's only 2 centre forwards I'd buy and I'd break the bank. One's Haaland, one's Harry Kane.
Ooh. Who mentioned Harry? Was it you, Tom? Or did you not want Harry Kane?
No, I've wanted Harry Kane for ages.
I knew you had something to do with Kane. I wasn't sure if you were in or out there.
It's Ryan who hates Kane, isn't it?
Yeah.
And Harry Kane's that lad in his Spurs says one of our own, but he grew up being an Arsenal fan.
Yeah.
There'll be some picture of him somewhere if we signed him in a City shirt saying, "I've always wanted to play for City." I'm all right with that because can you imagine how many goals he'd score for us? And
physical presence.
On that though, I actually think the big clubs, which we are a big club, and the successful clubs, which we are, in interim periods, they sign stopgap centre forwards. Everyone does it. And if we've got a chance of winning the league in January, I'd go and sign Jamie Vardy.
So you want to replace a 32, 33-year-old with a 30, 31-year-old?
I'm not bothered. Two-year deal. Pay him load of money. He'll score goals.
Yeah,
every big club does it. We've got no centre forward. Let's go and buy someone who'll score for years. I won't mention one team, but they did it a lot.
Yeah.
Would we have to totally change our play though for Vardy? We don't play ball over the top for him to run on.
Yeah, but he's not ball over the top. Leicester don't play that sort of football.
Yeah, and I know it's a mad comment of, oh, he's too old, he's not good enough for City, but he scores goals. Like, whether you like it or not.
I'm not sure. I'm not even sure he's old. If he might not be older than Sergio, mate. So,
well, that's Mr. Roll-Up. You can't compare Guardiola to Agüero. He can't physically do the job anymore. When you talking about Agüero,
yeah, Mark, there is a player that in a similar mode of Agüero plays for Aguero's old club in Spain that we're all overlooking. João Felix. He would be, my opinion, the next Sergio Agüero. He is a talented kid that has the skill, the movement, the pace, just needs the right team. And he's an Atletico.
Would any of you guys not have picked up, like, we knew we had no forward. Suarez went for 4.8 million.
Yeah, I was thinking that.
I said that was an absolute steal.
Yeah.
And Cavani was as well, to be fair. United have got a right player in Cavani.
Cavani, I agree.
Oh, yeah. Hamza.
Oh, my God.
Harry Kane would frustrate if he has the mobility of Martin any 2 o'clock. Get back to watching your whale watching or whatever you're doing. You. Martin, I used to be part of the channel. Used to be part of the behind the scenes stuff. Martin, are you going to be playing fit? No. I agreed with everything Ross said except with the Vardy signing. It's not gone down well, that, mate.
Really? Imagine, right, if we can't get Haaland and Mbappe because the funds are in, and you got the chance to sign Danny Ings and Jamie Vardy for 50 million, both of them, I'd snap anybody's hand off for those two. 50 million,
I agree, Tom.
50
both
million
English,
for them.
Both English as well.
Yeah.
Your quota.
Yeah, I would. I'd snap anybody's hand off for them.
I'd love the comments where people are saying he's not. So take out, like we say, take out. I've gone. Take out Haaland. Take out Harry Kane. After them that Tom's just mentioned, who's a proven goal scorer in the Premier League? You can name someone in Spain, in Italy.
Son.
Who's a proven? Yeah, he's another one, but he's going to cost mega money.
Exactly.
He wouldn't cost though. He wouldn't cost.
Who, Son?
Yeah, I don't think he would.
Son wouldn't cost a lot. You having a laugh? He'd go more than Kane. He would. He's the most expensive player in their club. 100%.
I think Kane's their golden boy in there.
Nah. Yeah. Son is. As much as to say Kane's their golden boy because they want to keep him on tied with his contract, Son will go for at least 100 million. No doubt.
The thing is, we're going to have to spend a lot of money to get a top. We're going to have to get an Agüero. We're going to have to spend the money.
We don't need to spend as much money as everybody's saying, though, because look at what you've got. You've got Ferran Torres for 20 million. You've got Nathan Ake for 40 million. If the chance comes to get Vardy and Ings as a group, and maybe for 50 million, or one of them guys for a few years, Danny Ings isn't even that old. People forget that. He's only 28 or something. Yeah. He's 28. You know, look at how many years that is, you know. Aguero's, how old's Agüero now? Is he 32 or 33?
I'll have a look now. You carry on talking.
You know, if he's 32, that's 4 years of Danny Ings. And if he's 33, that's 5 years of Danny Ings before he gets to Aguero's age. Look at that. That's
33.
Do you know what I think it's similar to? There's always one of them players where you think, oh, could never see him in a City shirt.
Yeah.
But there's a few players when you buy them, they just fit in and it just works. And when they play for your club, you love them, and when they don't, you hate them. And I think Vardy's a little bit in that category.
Or in January, Vardy.
But he's still top of the leaderboard, and he's always fit, isn't he?
I know, but I'm sorry, no. 34, no, sorry, not for me. you can't say, well, Guerrero's too old.
So it's not about that, Martin. No, it's about Vardy's fitter than Agüero.
Well, we've just been talking for 40 minutes about long-termism.
So what about Danny Ings then? 5 years. Danny Ings, 5 years, 28. And if you say no, don't say no, because you were talking about Koulibaly at 29 for however long. So, come on.
But what I'm saying, look, a defender's different.
It's not, though.
Of course it is.
It's not.
Well, Tom, question for you. The second position on the pitch that plays the longest by a goalkeeper. Where is it?
Defender or striker?
Centre back. No, they don't.
Yeah, they do.
Strikers don't be going on for 35, 36. Defenders do. Strikers don't. We're talking top quality here at Manchester City. We're not talking halfway down the league, no offence at Burnley. We're talking top cream of the crop, wanting to win Champions League and Premier Leagues here. Big difference.
Yeah. I think what you say is almost right, Martin. There's not many 36-year-old centre-back playing at the very top, mate. Not in the Premier League anyway. But I see what you're saying.
Well, Martin, what I'm saying, though, back to how I started this, I'm not saying he's a long. I'm saying if we've got a chance of winning the league in January, but it's really close, and he would be the difference. Yeah, you'd sign him for a year to win the league. I'm not saying Vardy's the future. I'm saying get him in.
No, I understand what you're saying. I'm just going back to it was the Agüero replacement.
Do you remember when? Yeah, do you remember when we got rid of Craig Bellamy?
Yeah.
What did he do when we went to Anfield? Absolutely terrorised us in that game.
Mm.
He's one of them players, like I'm saying, plays for you, love him. Against you, absolute pain.
He didn't sign for Liverpool after us. Went to Cardiff.
Oh, he went and played back at Liverpool, didn't he?
No, it's Cardiff.
I'm sure he went back to Liverpool on loan.
I was at Liverpool, then West Ham, and then us.
I thought he went back to them.
Look at Robbie Fowler, though. He went back to Liverpool on loan.
Yeah.
He did absolutely naff.
And Elker as well, he played for him.
Exactly. I mean, I'm just thinking long term. And listen, let's all be honest. We're all going to say Mbappe here, aren't we? He's the guy. Unless anyone's got anything different.
No, Haaland. If you're going to have one of those two, it's Haaland. 100% physical stature, knows how to score goals.
Yeah, it has to be Haaland.
Yeah, as much as Mbappe is great, he's not got the physical presence as Haaland would. You know,
more about
for those really crap balls we put in when we're losing or drawing 0-0, and they go about 18 foot into the air. Haaland's the closest to get to that.
Yeah, so more of a left winger anyway. So left inside forward.
Craig Bellamy left us on loan to Cardiff City, and then went to Liverpool.
On what?
He went to Liverpool.
And he scored against. I'm sure he scored against us at Anfield in the cup.
He did, and he tore us apart. I remember it.
He tore us apart in the game.
I stand corrected, and I thought it was at Liverpool, and then went to. I thought it was at Liverpool, and then West Ham. No, but we just pick it up because, like someone said Zlatan there.
No way.
So, but I think my point was Agüero replacement, not someone for a year in your role.
Danny Ings in a year though.
I actually think, guys, it's not about Agüero. I think we need to buy 3 centre forwards, and that's why, without going back to my favourite guy, he always has 4 centre forwards. Have we ever had? Remember, we had Balotelli, Agüero, Tevez, and Zeko.
Yeah,
we've never had that since. Unbelievable.
And all world class as well. You wouldn't ever feel if one of them got injured that the other one wouldn't be able to do a job, would you?
I don't think Zeko's.
And Rob, to your point, buddy. I mean, the 93-20 was Balotelli, Dzeko, Agüero that got us basically over the line. Basically, came out, yeah. Essentially.
I would question that, though. I would question whether Balotelli and Zeko are world-class players.
Oh, Dzeko is. I miss Dzeko every day.
I'll take him right now, Dzeko.
He just wouldn't fit into a Pep system, lads. He couldn't control the ball that well. You know, he was a decent option, but he wasn't a great footballer.
Well, he's the only centre forward who scored 50 goals in 3 or 4 different leagues or something like that.
I just don't see Ross as a Pep sort of player. I just don't.
Well,
he's a Pochettino player.
Yeah. What frustrates me is when we cross it in the box and we've got no one who can edit like
Yeah,
Zeko. Does the edit.
Right.
Right, so let's move on then. So where are you at, Chris? Who did you want for the Agüero replacement?
I think, listen, you know my opinion on this, Martin. I think Pep's biggest failing is that he doesn't try our youth players more. Who knows what Liam Delap's going to be in the future? He might play for Chester. He might play for Real Madrid, you know. You don't know. We don't know who he's going, but we never get to see the lad.
Yeah.
So I get, that's what really frustrates me. You know, it's a square pegs and round holes all the time. I'd like to see Delap get given a bit of a go, because he could save us £100 million, mate. You know,
He reminds me a little bit of an old Alan Shearer.
Yeah. He is a proper strong lad. He needs to calm down a little bit, but he is, I think, got a good potential. If out of all the players I've seen, I think Haaland is the man.
Yeah. Do you know what, Chris? That's like we were talking about before. Why will he not just give him, like, we had no forward the other week, so we play a false 9. We've got Delap, because for me, play him, and to your point, if he's not good enough, sell him to Rochdale or whatever. But we'll never know. We just never. It's like I actually think he does it with established players as well. John Stones, or I'll just play Fernandinho at centre half.
Yeah.
He's a 50 million centre back who plays for England. Imagine how you feel as a player when that's your position. You play for your country, and the manager says to you, "I'm just going to play that older midfielder there instead." Now I know he's a great player, but in a player's psyche, and then Delap as well. He's probably looking at Foden thinking, "God, Foden's better than me, and even he can't get a chance."
Yeah. It's my gripe as well, mate. I get shouted down about this a lot, but I don't think Foden has had the amount of game time he should have had.
I'm with you on that, Chris. You know that I've said that. I don't think, and I think wasted him out on the wing.
Although, you know, let's go back to the Marseille game which Carl brought up earlier, which is the only game this season where I've recognised the Pep style City, and he had a fantastic game. I think the thing for Phil is that he is so versatile. You know, he gets sort of put everywhere around the pitch. But I'm with you, Martin. I'd like to see him in that David Silva role.
Carl, where you at? And then I'm going to move on to Rio.
Yeah, it'd be João Felix or Holland. One of
I
them.
like João Felix idea.
Yeah.
Do like that idea.
He's a hell of a player.
He is. Kid is.
I know you're talking again. Probably what 120 million.
That's if you want to. That's the price. That's the price.
The problem is that a forward. I think Kian makes a great point here. You know, it's a poor area for centre forwards, wingers.
Yeah.
It's this front three bit, isn't it, where they sort of all interchange with each other. I think the days of an out-and-out goal scorer are probably dead. We're going a bit, aren't they?
Think about Liverpool, right? Firmino plays number 9. How many goals does he score at Anfield? 1.
And you got Mane, Salah on the other side of him.
Correct. Yeah.
And Jota, that's the thing, guys. Though they've got 4 players who score goals.
Yeah.
That's why they're going to be there or thereabouts again.
I tell you what, if when Agüero and Jesus get fit, I'd love to see a front three of Agüero, Jesus, Sterling, or Ferran Torres. Let's see what happens. Or play the 4. Let's see what happens.
I actually got quite a bit of faith in Gabby, you know.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's a good player.
Yeah.
I think that's that was like the mentality of, like someone mentioned Keegan before, wasn't it? If you've got 4 good players up there, and to be fair to Klopp, he did it last week, didn't he? When everyone was saying, is he going to drop Jota and or Firmino, blah blah blah. He just played them all.
Yeah. I respect that. We should do the same.
We are going to come to this Sandy Blue Moon. I have got that on the agenda tonight about the subs. I'm going to talk about this because it's been in the media all week and there's a lot of talk about it over the last couple of weeks. Chris's favourite player, Riyad Mahrez. Look at Chris's face already. And he's off screen. I knew what's coming. There's been a lot. Tom,
Yeah.
Riyad Mahrez, does he have a future at Manchester City? Because there's been a lot of talk about him.
Time will tell with that. Time will tell. We don't know what's going to happen. We all thought other players. Oh, bit of echo there.
Not me.
Yeah, me now.
Yeah. We all thought other players, were going to be out the door and stuff, such as Johnny Stones and stuff, but he's stayed in, hasn't he? And stuff like that. Mahrez is a good player. He's had an off start of the season. Every single player, Bernardo Silva hasn't played well for over a year now, but that gets kept quiet, doesn't it?
Great point.
Bernardo Silva hasn't played well. I can't. You couldn't name me 4 or 5 games that he's changed. At Mahrez, I can in the past year. There's games he's turned up and he's played well and he's won us the games. Mahrez he's played better on it, but just because people expect a lot from him, which is why I think people are saying that he's not had a good start to the season. He's had he's had a bad start to the season. Who knows when we come back from this international break that he comes and starts and is on fire again. Time will tell with him, and I think that he'll come back and he'll do a good job personally.
Is it the price tag?
Possibly so, which is probably why we saw Rodri a little bit off when he first came in with the realisation that it was the record signing.
Well, it's funny how the two of them at £60 million, Rodri and Mahrez, are the ones getting the stick.
Exactly. But the thing is, John Stones had the same when he came in because he was the world's most expensive player. Cancelo's had it when he came in. The most expensive full back. Walker had it when he came in. But the people that say Mahrez is rubbish and stuff, they weren't saying that when he scored against Brighton when we won the league 4-1 against Brighton. They weren't saying that when he pulled a banger out against Leicester. They weren't saying that when he did that against Chelsea. There's many games that he's turned up and he's played well. He's a big game player. I understand that he don't pass the ball a lot, and that is fair enough. But, and then he passed it too much against Olympiacos. So if somebody actually helps him, Pep's the right man for that, to get him into this player, to pass the ball off, play it back. And once he cracks that down, and it does remind me a little bit of a Sterling when he first came to City. A little bit, not being taught in the right way. I'm not saying Ranieri was a crap manager because he's a good manager, but, it was a bit like what Sterling was like with Brendan Rodgers. I think as soon as Mahrez gets a little bit of understanding, and he's a good player anyway, but if he understands how to play the ball, pass it a little bit more, and utilise the situations a little bit more, I think you've got a full all-round world-class player, or can possibly be a world-class player.
The issue with Mahrez is the bar's been set so high in 17-18 with Sterling and Sane playing left and right that anything Mahrez does is always compared to that. And what Mahrez does all the time is he gets the ball on the right, he runs 3 steps, cuts back in, and it's predictable. And it frustrates the hell out of fans to see that kind of play. When we're used to dynamic, spread the pitch wide, right on the right, left on the left, fast, dynamic wingers. Mahrez is an inverted winger, an inside forward, who always comes into traffic. That's the issue. He has great moments, but to me, he's not consistent enough.
But is that Pep's fault then, Cal, for playing?
It is. Absolutely it is. It is.
So we're being harsh on Mahrez.
I think we are being harsh on Mahrez. I've been harsh on Mahrez, to be fair. I think Mahrez's best position is when he plays in that Kevin De Bruyne free 8, number 10 kind of role. Against Algeria last week or this week, he played in the number 10 role in a 4-2-3-1. Brilliant. Had the freedom of the park, move the ball, move around, dribble, pass, and move. He's not a natural winger. Played for Leicester, was never a winger. He was always a kind of an inside forward next to Drinkwater and Kante. So,
but he's never then going to get his position, though, is he?
No.
He's never going to get his natural position at City, then.
I agree. I think he's one of them players, and City fans do it, and I think every football fan does it. He's a bit of a scapegoat for City. Sterling was it for I still hear people slagging Sterling off now. I just can't get it. I think on the Bernardo comment, Tom, I don't think he's played Mahrez a lot and Rodri. Them two have played and started a lot of games, and I think for players not to start, I think that it's hard for him to get back in it. So with Mahrez, if he's going to stick with him, he needs to stick with him, or not, he needs to get Bernardo in. But with Mahrez, I think let's be honest, guys. Every player in that City squad 15 years ago, we would have took tomorrow. With the good players, we've got good players right across the park, and that I think our expectations sometimes are just so hard that you miss everything that good that they do, and I just think players get absolutely slated. Even like Kyle Walker. For me, Kyle Walker's still one of the best right backs in the world, not even in the Premier League. I don't hear many things about him said. It's Kyle Walker gave a penalty away again. Does anyone see all the other stuff he does? He bombs up and down non-stop. And I think Mahrez, what he's got with him is his attitude. And I think football fans hold on to it. You remember Leicester, I'm not playing. And football fans hold that. You have a bad game, and then he's got a bad attitude, but maybe he has, we don't know. But I can see him going. I think he's one of them players where he stays at a club for a few years and he'll move again. And I reckon France will be the destination just because no language and where he wants to play. So probably be PSG, right? But to Martin's point, I don't think he's going to get in the position that he really wants to play at City.
Do we even need to come to you on this down there in the corner? I love the way he's looking so innocent down there. Chris, do you want to say anything, or are we just skipping this one with you?
Like I said, Martin, Haaland is the replacement, I think, for Agüero. He'd be a good choice, I think, mate. I know
it's all about opinions and stuff, but some of the comments about Mahrez there is a little bit over the top. It's ridiculous, really, because he's playing for our club, and we need to respect him as a player. Every player comes to our club.
Everyone has players that they like and they don't like. You don't like some, like John Stones. You said get rid. You slagged Edison off not so long ago, right? But there's players that we do and don't like. I cannot stand Riyad Mahrez, right? I think he is lazy. I think he's just not a City player. And this bit about him showing up in big games, I don't see it, mate. I don't see it. He goes hiding. I don't see it.
All right.
I don't see it. I just don't like him.
There was a stat in the 2018-19 season. If we took all away Mahrez's goals, would have been 16 points behind Liverpool. So we can. So he's obviously not a big game player.
I'm seeing when I watch him, I just do not see enough from Riyad Mahrez. But the worst thing about Riyad Mahrez is that he is taking Raz's favoured position, where Raz is a devastating player on the right wing. He's not a devastating player on the left wing. He's a very good player on the left wing, but he's not devastating. Mahrez for me is a waste of space. And Ross has said it, and I totally agree. Bernardo is getting hardly any game time, and this guy is getting loads of game time. And for me, Bernardo's a far better player, gives far more to the team. And Pep's team is based on players getting about the pitch and defending when they haven't got the ball. And the guy can't defend. And when he's got the ball, you know what he's going to do with it. And he will score the odd brilliant goal. And I've never seen anybody pull the ball out of the sky like he does. It's amazing. But this season, not only is he not one of my players, but he's so badly out of form. I've got no idea how he's even on the bench. There's players in the youth team playing better than him.
Sorry, I get what you mean. I
haven't got anything to say about him.
I get what you mean, Chris, about him not turning up to certain games and stuff. But he's playing for the team. You know what I mean? And the thing
I don't think he's playing for the team. There's so many times when there's a pass on and he doesn't make it.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't think. I don't think he's an intelligent footballer in the same way that a lot of the other players are. I think he's been a real letdown. I think he's a waste of money.
Joao had this last season, and I'm not saying this. I'm not saying this because I'm all over Joao and I like him, but Joao had that in his first season. He got slated and he's proved everybody wrong this season. And I always like sticking up for players. And Edison, I've criticised him in the past, but it doesn't mean that I don't like him as a player. You want the most out of the players. And fair enough, I understand people have opinions on Riyad, but he's at City. He's puts on the shirt every week, and he's playing for our team. So you have to support every player that plays for the team, no matter what, if you don't like him or not. I didn't like John Stones. I have to put my hands up, but he came back and he's played well. And I'd never slag him off to a point where I'd say I hate him, because hate's a strong word and stuff like that. And whoever plays for the club, you have to support them, because we never know when it's going to end. So it's a privilege to have players such as Mahrez and stuff playing for us, because we never know who's going to go and who's going to come in the next few years.
One thing I will say, I think my issue, Mahrez, he's a very gifted player. He's an absolute, I don't want to swear, but shitbag. 50-50 balls, forget it. He ain't going to do it. He isn't interested. Last season, I'll give him, he trapped back. I was the first. I used to say, at least Mahrez does the dirty stuff, whereas Side didn't. This year, he stopped doing that. He stopped doing the dirty stuff that he was trying to do. I would go at last year. And I think maybe it's a confidence thing now with him at the moment, where I think his confidence is low. I don't think he fits City, if I'm totally honest. That's just my opinion. I don't think he fits Manchester City. I think he's a heavily talented player, absolutely talented player. I just think his best position's occupied. He's never going to move KDB. Isn't going to happen.
Martin, I don't agree with that either. I do not think Riyad Mahrez could fill Kevin De Bruyne's boots.
No, my point is, I know that, Chris. That's what I'm saying. He's never going to go there. My point is,
but I don't think if Kevin got a long-term injury, I don't think Mahrez would be the man to step into that position.
He'd be better than Bernardo there, I think.
Did it at Leicester?
I think he'd be better than Bernardo there.
Leicester played a very, very different style of football to when they won the league to how we play football. A completely different.
No, Mahrez had the free roll at Leicester.
He had a free roll, yeah.
To knock the ball around all day long. Andy
yeah,
did
but hang on. Kevin, right, is a fantastic, wonderful footballer, but he's a hard worker as well.
Yeah, I've just said that. Yeah. I've said he's not working hard this year. I've said that.
That's what I mean. I don't think he's a replacement, Martin. I just don't think he is. I don't think that is his best position.
But that's something we'll never know until De Bruyne's not playing and you give him a chance, because he's never had a chance. But on that, Martin's just brought some up that really interest me now, and I think this is the modern game. But when was the last time you seen any City player do a bad tackle in a 50-50?
Probably Fernandinho or Company.
Yeah, when not? That's what I mean.
Company against Salah.
Bernardo does not like going up for headers, and he does not like going in for 50-50s. I don't think we've got any player other than those, probably our back four, who would go in for a challenge. We've not got a midfielder who jump in, and I know you can't anymore, but some teams still have him. We've not got anyone who does a good, strong tackle winning the ball. So I don't think you can have a go at Mahrez for that, because I think there's about 7 other players exactly the same as him. But that's just modern football.
Ross, this is why I said that Douglas Luiz at Aston Villa should come back, in my opinion. In my opinion, he offers something different as a number 6 for us. Because playing for Aston Villa, he gets stuck in. He does all the dirty work on the field, gives it to Grealish to do exactly. Douglas Luiz. I think he's the man. I think he's the opposite of Rodri. Rodri is a neat and tidy passer, Busquets-like, but in Premier League, you need something to get stuck in that middle of the park.
He did against Sheffield United.
I made this point, though, Kyle, about we're comparing Rodri to Fernandinho. They are separate players.
Fair enough.
They don't do the same role.
That's fair.
Rodri, as much as I think Pep loves Fernandinho, I think he's always, this is just my opinion, I think he wanted Rodri to play the Busquets role. Get the ball, play it short, spray it all over the place.
Martin,
Whether it's a 5-yard side pass or not, he wanted Busquets. And I'm not saying, guys, for your go, he's nowhere near as good as Busquets. I'm saying he wanted that type. Fernandinho was not the type to get the ball, spray it around 10 yards, 5. He wouldn't do that. That's not what Fernandinho was.
I agree with you, Martin. I think that the problem with Rodri is the fact that you play Gundogan and Rodri, it's too slow. If you play Kevin and Phil with Rodri, game's going to change. Literally, the game's going to change. More passion, more energy, more dynamism.
Yeah.
When you play Gundogan and Rodri as a 2 holding and you have Kevin floating, too much pressure on them. They're too slow.
I mean, everyone's saying Douglas Luiz. My issue with that is I think Pep would have already done it by now.
Yeah.
I watched Douglas Luiz live. I watched him live in Miami and I think in New Jersey when he was over here. Kid is brilliant, man. I mean, this kid is good.
I know what you're saying. I watched him live at Villa Park, mate. He was crap.
Yeah, he was.
I told you, Martin. I've told you.
There's only one lad. There's only one lad at Aston Villa I'd sign.
He was playing in the City side with and he was really good. And really, really good. He played for Brazil in the Toulon tournament last year. Brilliant. I mean, really good. Put him in a good team. Kid will flourish.
I know what you're saying, Carl. But here's my go back to Mahrez. Mahrez flourished at Leicester. So we're all sat there going, Mahrez, let's be
the reason why David Luiz hasn't had a shot is because of his work permit. If he had the work permit, he would be at City right now playing.
I know, but Carl, this is what you just said to me. Douglas Luiz is doing it at Aston Villa, so he'll walk in City and he'll do wonders. Mahrez we got player of the season in the league at Leicester. Signed for us, and now everyone's destroying him.
But the point is that Douglas Luiz is what they call a destroyer, number 6.
But that isn't what Pep's after.
But Rodri's not a destroyer. Fernandinho's a destroyer.
No, but that's what I'm saying, Cal. Pep doesn't want a destroyer. Otherwise, he'd have bought someone who was that destroyer.
Hang on. Fernandinho was not just a destroyer. I mean, his passing's incredible. He reads danger so well, right? Rodri does not read danger. The player in the Premier League, I think, is the most like Fernandinho, and I've said it last week, is Declan Rice.
Thomas Partey.
Say that again, Carl.
Thomas Partey of Arsenal.
I haven't seen enough of Partey, to be honest with you, but Declan Rice for me, when we played West Ham, he reminded me of Fernandinho. He broke the ball, he broke the game up, and he didn't look back or sideways. He looked forwards, and that's what Ferner did.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
No,
good player, Chris. Good player
on Douglas Luiz, because what you're telling me is exactly what we bought Mahrez to do.
No, but Mahrez is playing in his wrong position. Douglas Luiz we're playing in his right position, which is number 6. You're asking Mahrez to play a wide right winger. He's not a right winger. That's the problem we have.
Well, he must have known that when he signed.
Sorry?
He must have known that when Mahrez signed.
Yeah, he probably knew that. Maybe he didn't think Saudi was going to go. Right? So he could rotate him in different positions. But now we're stuck with Mahrez on the right, and he's not a right winger.
Is Douglas Luiz worth a gamble at 25 million? Yeah. Because I don't think you're going to get...
No, because then you just go down yeah, exactly. You're just going down the point of wasting money for a gamble, and that's where we've gone wrong in the past.
So if Rodri gets injured, who plays 6?
Gundogan.
I know a guy we should buy, but somewhat agree with it. That Ismail Benassa, is it? Ismail Benassa.
Yeah, you just and if he doesn't play well, you have the whole Algerian fan base coming on you again. It's just, now you have Mahrez and Benassa. Yeah,
true. Anyway, let's move on because I don't want to spend. Go on, Ross. Sorry, mate. Did you want to say something?
Just saying. I don't think we need defenders. I don't think we need midfielders. We need centre forwards.
Yeah, I agree.
All right. Well, here's my next question, and I'm just gonna I'm gonna let you lot talk because I need to go and have a quick comfort break. I apologise. January transfer window. Do we need anyone?
Who do I want?
Do you think we need to buy anyone in January?
Yes.
It's in a month or two.
100%. Yes.
I'll be back in 1 second. Go on.
Right, Carl, go on. Come on,
Messi.
Martin, shut off.
For me, it's Messi.
Carl, go on.
Yes, for me, it has to be Messi. Lionel Messi. Put a cheeky bid in. Put a cheeky bid in to buy Messi. Barcelona need cash. They're broke. He's leaving for free end of summer. Put a cheeky bid in.
Do you think we should make Garcia part of that package? They want him.
I'd drive that lad to Barcelona. Right. How he gets the head of stones?
I don't know.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I don't know.
I tell you what, guys, I'd like to see City mixing. Like, people don't like us anyway. I'd like to see us really mix it up, and I'd just start whacking bids out for everyone. Get a bid in for Salah. Just start doing it. Like, just really. I'd go and bid for Rashford. I'd just wind every big team up. Just unsettle all the players. Because you're allowed to bid openly. Like, here's a bid. Here you go. It gets leaked straight away. But I actually, like I said before, I think we're either you play Delap or you've got to sign a centre forward in January.
Yeah, I think the only problem with getting a top centre forward in January is it's not very easy time to
January
pick with somebody up, is it? Tom, is anybody that you'd like to see come in?
It's a centre forward for me. We don't need any defenders now. That back four is fine. Cancelo's fitting at left back 100%, and he looks calm, composed. And that back four, when it's hit Cancelo, Laporte, Diaz, and Walker, it's solid. And by far, I think the strongest at the moment with injuries and stuff. It's the strongest back four in the league as of now.
I agree.
Yeah, I know Van Dijk and Gomez and all them lot are out, but that's what you get. These boys, if they stay fit, it's the best back four, and I think that's what could lead us to the title. Because if we don't get a striker, we goals is the problem this year. For the first time in however long, goals are the problem.
Yeah, you're right.
We've tightened up. We've tightened up at the back, but up front we've lacked composure and lacked chances. We're not missing chances anymore. We're not creating them, which is the biggest problem. So I think we do need a bit of fresh air up front in a striker, because that's what you need. You need somebody up front, and you need somebody who can be guaranteed. And I don't think January is the time to get the big money striker in. I think it's the time to get somebody who's reliable, who can stay fit and can score goals for you. Because bringing somebody in halfway through a season who's big money can sometimes not work for you. So I think you need somebody who's reliable, somebody who is in the Premier League, preferably, because you need somebody who knows what they're doing, knows how the season's going, and knows the sort of plan of what's going. So I'd like somebody.
On that, Tom. So I agree. I mean, I wasn't quite as supportive of Zhao as you were, but last season I thought it was a bit daft that we were writing him off and said we should stick by him. So have you given up on Mendy?
Yep, 100%. 100%.
My words.
100%. The thing is, it's not that I don't like the guy, because when he first came, he was brilliant. Before he got his bad injury, he was very, very good. But there's people saying soon as Mendy comes back, Cancelo shouldn't be in the team. Cancelo's in my opinion, with Edison, Kyle, and him, I think they've been the best three players so far this season, 100%. And Mendy is not being reliable. Once again, we haven't even had a stint of 5 games with him without him either being injured, missing, or whatever. You need to keep that defence as it is, because up front and with Kevin maybe injured a little bit, you need the defence to be strong. That back 5 needs to be the strongest it can be. That's how we won the league. That's how we won the league with Mancini. We had all those players fit. Company, Lescott, Micah Richards, Clichy, Zabba, Kolarov, they were all fit throughout the season. Joey Hart, you need the strength, and that's how a team works. If they play with each other week in, week out, that's where you create the bonds, and that's the problem we have with the likes of Mahrez, Bernardo, Sterling playing in different positions. You're not creating the bond. Sane, Agüero, Gabby, and Sterling in the season when we got Centurions played week in, week out, and that is what happens when you create a bond. And Mendy is a good lad. I wish him all the best if he does move on. He's a great player. But at the moment, form's better than anything. Form's better than anything. And I know somebody's saying that I'm crying about people not supporting Mahrez and throwing Mendy away while he's injured. I'm not. I'm basing it on form. And that's why I think that we need to start Cancelo over Mendy.
Yeah. That's where I'll put Mahrez then. You just said it's on form, but Mahrez ain't on form.
And I didn't. No, we don't have anybody in form in the right wing position at the moment. So how can you? That's what I'm saying. If it's structured and it's going to be solid, like that back five is, don't change it. The reason why Mahrez, Bernardo, and everybody's having different games is because we don't have anybody to play there week in, week out who can put a shift in. That's the only reason why we're having this debate. Because if we had this debate, we wouldn't be having this debate. None of us said that we could guarantee somebody to go into that other than Sterling, but there's nobody else to go on the left then.
Yeah.
The thing is, that's the problem. We don't have guaranteed players in every position. You know what I mean?
Squad depth.
I agree, Tom. I think because of that left side problem, this is why I actually might think that Mendy might actually get back in the team, and I think he might play a back three, and he might play because if you look in the last few games, he's really encouraging Walker to go more central, and I know Walker's played there before, but I wouldn't be surprised if he had Walker, Diaz, and Laporte with Cancelo at right back and Mendy at left back, but playing as wing backs. I actually think if Mendy was fit, that'd be pretty awesome because I think in the middle, Walker would actually give you that pace which we're missing with Rodri and Gundogan, I think trying to change Walker. I think that's you're right, guys. I think.
Look how solid that World Cup team was. Walker, Stones, and I don't know. Look how solid they were with that. Walker brought that pace, and there's been games where we've lacked pace. Look at when we played Wolves last season. If Walker played centre back, Adama Traore wouldn't have got past him. No way.
Here's a question then, Carl, Chris. Can City afford to get rid of Mendy then? So, because here's my point here. Who's going to come and spend the money? If we believe the rumours that have been out the last 2 years, City have reportedly been willing to sell Mendy, but no one has been willing to pay the money. So are we just going to end up doing an Otamendi here and out the door for 8 million and take a hit of 42?
And we'll find out. We'll find out. It all depends on. I don't think he's going to come back the same way he was, what we saw at Monaco. But even then, he wasn't a defender.
You can't blame him.
No, you can't blame him.
We're
not blaming. I'm not blaming him. Just saying that the level that he needs to play at for City right now, he's not able to do that at this point in time and not get injured. So we're just going to have to take a loss, frankly. That's the bottom line. You're not going to get 50 million for him. Right? How old is he? 20 what? 24, 25?
He's not old. I mean, I look at Mendy and I think there is no better left back provider of assists than Mendy. Right? Yeah. It's astounding what he can produce, but I don't think he's a very good defender.
He's not.
I think he's quite
26.
I think he's quite a poor defender, Martin. And I was sat very close to that first injury against Palace. That game, It was such a clumsy challenge when he made it. It was just like I was surprised he got as injured as he was, but that's what.
But didn't he carry on playing for a bit? As I remember it, Graham, didn't he carry on playing for like 50
he played for another 10 minutes,
Yeah, and just you could tell just aggravated. It was getting more. You could just tell, couldn't you?
Yeah, but I'm not saying that he played against Liverpool in a game against Liverpool. I thought he was outstanding as a defender. I thought, he played really well. So he can do it. And somebody's put down in the comments, in a back three, we were having a back three and playing Mendy as a wing back. I think that is probably his would be best suited to him.
Yeah.
Your point, Chris, and to Ross's point earlier on, he actually played against Liverpool that game. He was a back three, where he played a 3-5-2 with Agüero, Jesus playing up top, and then Mendy was a left wing back. But Mendy's never been a good defender. Even at Monaco, he was never a good defender. Yeah. Remember the game, I was at Etihad, game of Monaco versus City, 5-3. And a lot of the goals that we scored came to Mendy's side. I remember very clearly. He against Real Madrid, when they played in the semi-final or the quarterfinal, same thing. He's not a good defender.
Yeah, but
I think this is the point as well, isn't it?
Monaco's goal came down Mendy's side, didn't they?
Yeah, but with Cancelo, he's not a natural left back, but he actually can defend. He put a good performance in against Liverpool. I thought he had a very good game defensively, which people have leveled. People have leveled that he can't defend. Well, that game proved that he can.
Ross, where you at with Mendy, as I like to call him?
Yeah, like I say, I'm probably down the camp of, if he's fit, I'd personally have him in, but not in a back four. It's got to be as a wing back with 3 centre halves now.
Yeah.
For me, you can't leave Walker out. So then he's either got to be one of the 3, or he's got to be the right bombing on. But Cancelo can do that as well. But we got Aki as well now, who's strong on got injured, didn't he? But strong on the left as well. But I just think it's just such a shame for him. Like, a good young player, and I think that injury again was worse than everyone thought. And sometimes you just don't come back. And unfortunately, that's the way it is. But I actually think as well with Pep, he's going to play in the team, whether it's in a back 3, whether it's in a back 4. But he will pick Mendy.
Well, Mr. Mendy will get back in the team because he's the only actual left back on the team. And I know you're saying I'm going Cancelo, and I agree with you, but we're talking Pep here. It is a Pep thing to do, to drop Cancelo back to the bench and throw Mendy back in. It is a Pep thing to do.
But that's why a Pep thing also to do is convert players to different positions. And I think he's trying to convert Walker. I think he's making Walker. He can already do the wing back job, but I wouldn't be surprised to see Walker in that back 3, week in, week out, or playing somewhere else, because I think he likes Cancelo and his only position, for me, I get he's playing well at left back at the moment and it suits us, but against a really good player, you're going to get found out there. And for me, he's got to be right back if he's in the team. So for me, if it's then a choice of Cancelo and Walker, then it would be Walker, regardless of how well he's playing.
I agree with that.
Drinking.
I agree with that. Yeah, he's definitely been drinking. But I agree with that about Walker. Walker's far better. He's far better than Cancelo at both attacking and defending. But the thing with Joao is he can defend and he can attack to a good level. Better than the left backs we've got personally, I think, at the moment. He's a better all-round left back than Mendy is. And I'm not saying Mendy's bad whatsoever, because when he's fit, he can cross the ball in probably the best player. Other than De Bruyne, he can whip a crossing really well. I 100% think that when he was fit, look at those balls he was putting into Agüero. Agüero loves playing with Mendy a lot when he was fit, because it's those sort of balls Sergio likes to pounce on, bring it back and then straight in. But, he can't defend really, but,
Yeah, the other one you've got to throw in there in the discussion is Angelino. I mean, why can he play so well in the champ? But did we give him a chance?
Here's one. Did the fans give him Angelino a chance?
We hardly ever saw him.
Whoa.
He's another one who's better as a wing back than he is as a left back, isn't he?
Correct. No, my issue with all I said about Angelino was, in that pre-season game in Asia, within 10 minutes, City fans were absolutely hung, drawn and quartering Angelino. Within 5 to 10 minutes.
Again, it goes back to the levels that have been set by like Zabaleta, that warrior mentality. You're not going to get past me. Right?
I said this to Chris on the phone earlier, and we're becoming too sentimental as fans.
We are. The levels have been so. Think about it, Martin. You think Liverpool's injuries this season? You get 197, almost 180 something points in 2 seasons. You're going to have injuries, right? The levels have been set so high that. That's what we look at as a baseline. Anybody who doesn't step up to that, right? This season is how a season normally is, right? 86 points, 90 points to win a season. It's going to happen this year.
It might be less than that, Lisha.
Right? Last year was what? Liverpool got 99 points. We had 88 or 89? Year before, we had 98. He had 97. Year before, he had 100. So it doesn't surprise me. We've been so spoiled with this level of football that anything else apart from that is not good enough. and we as fans have to adapt and adjust our expectations to realize that those 3 years are spectacular years. And I don't think they're going to come back again. I think it's going to be more of this, where anyone can beat anybody. Liverpool lost one game in 2 seasons, essentially, right? One game before they won the title, right? And this year they've drawn like 2, lost 1, haven't performed well, conceded 18 goals, 17 goals. We're not robots, man. It's going to break down at some point.
Yeah. Well, here's the question, I'm gonna, because it is getting on. We're on 2 hours now, and loads of people are asking this question, and I think this fits nicely as the final question of the night with what Ross asked earlier on. Oh, sorry, mate. We're not doing an all-nighter tonight.
I just got a new bottle.
Well, you say we're going off now. Every question's been like 40 minutes yet, so
that's a proper Friday night social.
Listen, just because
3 o'clock in the morning.
Just because your wife don't want to know you, mate. We're not here to keep you, company, sunshine.
Just because you're in your bedroom, Martin, and your wife shouts at you when it gets past 12 o'clock.
Excuse me. Oi. Who you getting in bed with tonight? Yourself, so be quiet, you up there. Right, listen.
I'm getting it with my Joao Cancelo, Teddy, actually, so shut up.
Ross, I did ask the fellas if they had any questions to send it in. And Ross had a really good one. And it comes back to this pay-per-view that they've now scrapped. But Ross asked the question of, is football losing touch with the working fan?
Oh, 100%.
But it comes back to this pay-per-view. I don't ever remember having to pay 15 quid for a game. No, tell a lie. And Ross and Chris might remember this. Not sure if you do. Does anyone remember Bristol Rovers? When we
Martin,
had was it £10?
ITV Digital. ITV Digital.
Sky.
Martin,
Sean Goater scored the winner at the what's the game? What's the ground? Bristol Rovers Memorial Ground.
Yeah,
Memorial Ground. He scored it on the half volley, and it was $9.99.
Yeah, Martin, I remember.
Office game I paid, or my dad paid for, and I'm like, I'm paying £10 to watch City against Bristol Rovers. That's how big we were back in League One.
There was an ITV digital game as well, wasn't there? They launched with us for pay-per-view football that never took off. I think we were the first game on that as well.
There was a game against Colchester, Martin, that season that was, I think, something like 12 quid to watch it. Me and a friend of mine who was a Colchester fan went there and paid about £3 more to go and actually watch the game, both of us, than play it on the telly. It's like,
but we'll go around it. Tom, is the working actual fan, is football losing touch with them?
100%, no doubt about it. It's ridiculous how they expect people to pay that much. I think it was the other week, Burnley versus whoever it was, and it was a 0-0 game, and the fans have just paid 15 quid to watch the team not even score or create a chance. It's ridiculous. At the moment anyway, whether it's on Sky Sports, there should be some games being put on for free. 100%. I know they were doing end of last season, they were putting it onto that Sky Sports were putting it onto that other channel. I can't remember, Pick TV or something it was called. Something like that. And it was getting there because, some people could watch it who don't have Sky Sports, and it was a chance to watch some football. And that was good because it was allowing people who probably don't have enough money because Sky Sports and BT and all these are expensive, So it was good that people could do stuff like that. And I know, Carl, in Washington, you have that subscription that's like one pay-per-view. One pay-per-view game over here is probably like all the games you can watch over there is 1 month or something, isn't it?
I don't understand.
Yeah.
I cannot understand why the cradle of football, where football was born, the most exciting league in the world, where you guys have to pay £15 for a game, I get to pay $4.99 for the whole month for every Premier League game, plus all the Premier League and Sky Sports news, everything.
Yeah. But Carl, that's because of the way the deal's structured is, and there's a rule in the UK as well where you can't have a 3 o'clock game shown live. Then a lot of the money is funded by Sky and BT for the UK package. Like I'm in Australia, so Optus who run it over here. They bought it off Fox Sports. So they paid all the money. Optus, I pay $5. I get every Premier League game live. I can watch it on multi-screen at the same time. I get all the Champions League. I get all the Women's Premier League. I get all the Europa, every international, FA Cup and Carabao Cup. $5. Right, so, but it's the way the deal's structured, because then Optus are paying a load of cash for that, and then Asian countries are paying for it, and it's just the way it is. But the thing for me, guys, it's not just about the pay-per-view. It's about your season ticket price, how many boxes they are in the ground. Like, we're now a big club, which means we're corporate, whether you like it or not. And City would prefer one corporate business to buy a box than any of us to go to the game. That's what upsets me. They would prefer someone in a leather seat spending 25 grand than us who've watched them all our lives going to the game.
So I think, Doopy, we can't encourage that, mate. So it is that deep for us. And another thing, I don't know if anyone, and I shouldn't really be saying this. Over here, people used to have dodgy Amazon sticks.
Yeah.
They've now all been blocked by everyone. Yeah. All the providers have blocked them now. So it isn't that easy anymore, Doopy, just to go, get an illegal stream, mate. It ain't that easy, because the UK have now started blocking all them off. Have you and Blue Art having a right what's it down there? You're having your own personal conversation, you and Blue
Art. Blue Art just makes me laugh, mate. I'm sorry.
It's not that you're part of the panel are out, you know what I mean? Blue Art, stop distracting him.
It's not right. It's not right.
It's not. And I know what Doopy's saying, and you get but we can't encourage that. And that is that the way you should be watching football now?
Right.
Well, it's not, but it's the only way for some people. It's the only way for some people.
Yeah, what I mean, the pay-per-view is not right for UK fans. It's just not right.
I'd rather watch City on a Scandinavian stream for free than watch it with Sky Sports paying £14.95.
£14.95 for a game.
Yeah.
Oh no! Oh, Carl, it got better than that.
That's
last week's game. What was it? Burnley and Brighton.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, 0-0.
Yeah, it's Burnley and Brighton 0-0. It wasn't Chelsea United.
$19 a game.
Yeah.
No, that's not right. That's
for bottom of the league. For bottom of the league.
There hasn't even been a big game on there, has there, really?
How many people subscribed? Did they release the figures? How many people watched it?
There was one game. There was less than 1,000 people bought it.
Good.
So I think they scrapped it.
That's good.
A lot of my mates back home are starting to watch non-league football instead. They just jacked it.
Well, I've got to say, on that, Ross, there are a lot of people who are going, because non-league are letting fans in at the minute. Not a lot, but they are letting fans back in. And this comes back to my point. Because right now, I think we're all in the same mind here. Football is not the same. Football is not. There's going to be no fans for the rest of the season. That means we've done 18 months, give or take, of no fans in the ground. By the time we actually get back there, and let's be honest, is the passion already gone? Will we have gone through that much? Because, I mean, I know what you're saying, Tom. Is it going to be... I'm being you, for example, because we go home and away. Not like Mr. Ginger down there who sits in his armchair with his remote.
Well, but this is the point, right? Yeah, this is the point. I can't afford to go. I can't afford to go home and away, Martin.
I'm joking.
No. But this is the point of the question, right? I cannot afford to go home and away, so that's why I don't. Right?
Yeah.
No. So I'm not having to go at you, Martin, for what you've said. No, what I'm saying is that Ross's question is absolutely spot on, and I don't think we are losing, touch with the working man or woman. I think it went a long time ago. It's gone. It's disgusting, and there's a reason that that sort of that in countries like Australia and America that they get it for a cheaper price than we do, because they're encouraging the overseas fans to follow football. We already invested in it, mate. It's already our thing, you know. It's same for Ross. If Ross is a Manc, you know, he's invested in City. You know, he wants to watch the game. We, as invested fans, we get exploited.
Yeah,
and that is what has happened in football. It's not just Manchester City. This is throughout football. We're exploited.
Chris, it's every club. So, like, just bought me a 1-year-old kid a kit. It's $120. It's like this big.
I'm gonna put this up. Guys, if you put anything in the comments with any links to anything illegal streams, not only are we gonna take it off, as you've just seen with DeMario, Google will take it off, and YouTube will take it off straight away. It's not allowed. We're not encouraging it. We are not allowed to post links on this channel. So please stop right away. Yeah, I know we're talking about it, but anybody, and I will repeat this, because you are damaging your channel. Now, our channel, you're damaging your channel. So stop immediately. Go on.
Yeah,
Sorry,
I think me and Carl as well, just to Martin's point, everyone watching, we're talking about official sports subscription services. Yeah, that's what. So Optus Sport is like Sky Sports, the Australian, but it's owned by the BT. So we're talking about not illegal streams, it's subscription services.
Yeah.
Mario, I'm sorry, I don't find it funny, mate, because you're hurting the channel. The channel can get in trouble for doing that. So stop now.
Yeah, I see Charlie Everett's comment about I pay £81 for Sky Sports. I pay $4.99 for Peacock. Peacock is not just football. It's all sports. It's drama. It's entertainment. It's the whole thing. And Chris, to your point, that's what they're doing. They're exploiting people who are already vested in football because they know you need it. It's the whole maturation of the market. Exploit them because they have a monopoly.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, to Ross's point about kits, you know, when I was growing up, and same with you, Ross, we didn't change our kit every season, and then we did change the home kit one season and the away kit every other season, and now it's every season there's 3 kits on offer.
Well,
you know?
It tells you, like Ross said earlier, on top, the England game last night, they played at Wembley in their away kit for one reason, to sell it. My lad is 10, and he started to love football shirts. And he's not just he's got all the City ones, but he now wants
United, Liverpool, Chelsea, Spurs.
Shut up, you. João Cancelo on the back of him, man.
Well, good lad. As long as he gets it on the City ones, that's all that matters.
He's now asked for an England top. Never ever wanted an England top in his life. Never wanted it. Never interested in it. Told me the other day, like Roma. You like the Roma kit? And I'm like, I know it's a nice kit, but it ain't nice on my bank balance.
Exactly.
And they're charging 60 quid a shirt. And all it last night was a marketing ploy by England. That's all it was. And it's a nice kit. But in 8 months, the home kit is an example. You probably all had the email, guys. Man City, I've sent an email out. You can now buy the home shirt with 30% off. You cheeky gits, 4 months ago, I paid 50 or 60 quid. Where's my 30%?
The argument, Martin, would be you want to see De Bruyne, you want to see Agüero, you want to pay them high salaries. Yeah,
all right. And my argument back is, Carl, I'm travelling up and down. Me and Tom are travelling up and down the length and breadth of this country, spending how much do you know what I mean, mate? Getting home at 3, 4 in the morning.
I'm just playing.
I'm not having to go at you, mate. I think me and Tom deserve a bloody free shirt. Never mind, bloody 30%. I don't know.
I think the really upsetting thing as well, guys, is what I've seen a lot of from coaching is coaching kids and stuff, and you'll see a lot of the kids, Martin, you're fortunate enough that your lad can have all 3 City shirts. And there's a kid turning up for football. There's some kids who turn up for football and I think Chris has touched on it. It's not about just not affording being able to go to the game. It's not being able to afford the kit. And everyone else at school's got the kit and they've got a white t-shirt on.
Spot on.
And parents then are getting into, not to go down the other roads here, but I just don't think it's right. I think there needs to be some sensible pricing on tickets and on shirts and things connected with the club for the everyday person to still be involved. Because putting £5 on a ticket price, that's not going to actually change anything for big clubs. But taking £5 off is a massive thing for a fan.
Can I, on that, just great point, Ross. And guys, I wasn't bragging. Please don't. I'm just letting you know that's all I was saying. I wasn't bragging or anything. So please.
Oh, no.
Charlie Everett, I want to ask Carl on this.
Yeah.
Is it data for NFL? And
so to go to the games is bloody expensive, right? But to watch it on TV, I watch it on TV. Once you buy your package, say it's $15 a month, you get NFL games. You can get any games you want. It's not pay-per-view where you pay £15 or $20 per game. It doesn't work that way.
Do you know what pisses me off?
I can't understand why they're charging UK fans for Burnley versus whatever it is, $20. I just don't get it.
Do you know what's pissing me off? And I'm going to sound like Kevin Keegan here. We gave the world this sport, and we're paying through the damn nose of it. We're the ones providing the Premier League, and we're the ones having to pay for the damn thing. Yes, the away fans, the away tickets, they did well with, where they capped 30 quid. So that I agree with. But do you know what really gets me then? Because I'm having to spend, without my season ticket, if I didn't have a season, I know to go and watch Chelsea last year, City versus Chelsea, was 70 quid. 70 quid for one ticket.
Good game, though.
Pardon?
It was a good game.
Oh, no, it was a great game. but by the time you took your missus and your two kids, you were at about 300 quid, plus your food, plus something in the souvenir shop. And that's why, I will agree with Carl's point he said on Twitter. The local fans, they're not that bothered about, because we go to the game, we buy a pie and a program and go home. We don't go in the souvenir shop.
And Martin, the reason I said that was because the economics of the game right now, the money revenue is all TV money. And if they were smart, they'll figure out a way to engage the local fans and make sure it's affordable for everyone and still make money from the international fans like myself who watch all the games.
Sorry, I'm not laughing at you, Carl. I'm laughing at that. Blue House wearing his first kit as a bib, the baby bib.
But I think the point with all this is if, say now, through, say FFP is brought in on all the revenue that you bring in, but not through sponsors, right? So City are basically blown out of it because we haven't got the global fan base that Manchester United and Liverpool have got. It is the local fans, right, who will continue going to see that team.
Yeah.
Whether they are shit or great, we will keep going, and that you don't. The club cannot turn its back on its local fans.
Yeah, exactly, and that's why that FFP stuff is just wrong. Like if I'm a multi-billionaire and I'm a Rochdale fan, why can't I be allowed to buy Rochdale and get them in the Premier League by spending all my money? What's wrong with that? There's nothing wrong. The only thing that's wrong with it is it upsets United, Arsenal, and Liverpool. Yeah. That's the only thing.
Jack Walker did it, didn't he, Ross? He did it with Blackburn. You know, he put his money into them, and they won a league title, and they bought Alan Shearer. You know,
even in damn way, I'll be good. Well, there's a good point. I'm going to bring this up, and I was one of the idiots. Me and Andy were quite silly, but because we love you guys on the channel, we wanted to bring it to you. £10 for a Carabao Cup game we paid.
That's a disgrace.
On a website. Wasn't on TV. We booked on a website and I streamed it through my TV. And it was legal. It was legal.
I'll tell you what, right? When I saw that, and I watched the game, by the way. I watched the game here. It was on my ESPN, which is $4.99 a month. And that is Italian, Germany, Spain, you name it. Everything's there, except for Spain, right? But £10 for a Carabao Cup game is a disgrace.
But the trouble is, Carl,
it's a disgrace.
We paid it.
I wouldn't pay it. I'm sorry. I wouldn't pay it.
Because we love you guys so much.
I was so mad with that, right? I almost gave someone my VPN access to watch the game here. Almost.
But you're stupid as a football fan, aren't you? I remember paying £75 to get in Stockport County because City could have won the league that night, and Sean Goater got sent off and we got beat. But I paid £75
well,
to
how
get
many
in.
stories do you hear about how much they paid for the QPR game? I've heard people spent £2,000, £3,000, £4,000 for that QPR game.
Wow.
And people will do. I mean, these websites are regulated. These ticket selling websites, they are regulated, so they're legal, and people will buy them. They were doing it. Was it the City Liverpool game last year, Tom?
Yeah.
They were doing stupid prices for that at Anfield.
Spurs away last year. I think the cheapest ticket on that website, and that was sat near the back in the corner. I think the cheapest ticket was £5,000.
Jeez.
And that was for a kid. That was for a child's ticket. I think it was something like £5,800 for an adult ticket. If you wanted it to be an adult ticket, it's mad. Who has that money to do that? That's like 25
not working
tickets.
class people, Tom. That's who has the money to it.
That's
not
like
working class people.
That's like 25 season tickets in the South Stand. And that's for a full 19 games.
It's really scary.
Charlie's just brought up there, Martin, the Tunnel Club stuff, But look at the access.
Don't even get me on that. Because
what happened to your old man,
My dad was someone who got moved out of that. My dad, I very rarely mention this. My dad's played for Manchester City before. My dad got offered a contract by Manchester City. My dad sat in Main Road in the main stand. He got the exact same seat because that's what we were promised moving from Main Road to the Etihad, that you will get Bob on the same seat, Bob on in the same view. He got moved over to the Colin Bell stand, sat 5 yards away from Pep Guardiola, and basically got told, you've been here since 2003, ta-ra, out the door you go. And what they did was, sorry, I will come to you in a minute, Tom, I promise you, mate, I'll come to you next. Because I'm having me rant now because it just pissed me off, and maybe because it was a personal thing. But you turn round, and I hope someone from City are listening to this, because you need to think sometimes about your bread and butter fans, the fans that stood with you at York, stood with you at Wrexham, stood with you at Blackpool, stood with you at Bristol, stood with you at Colchester, and not screaming in the back because you want Del Boy soup wannabes coming into the Tunnel Club for a cucumber butter and everything else. What Roy Keane said that they were at the Swamp. Well, I'm sorry. Get your head out your rear end and become the club you said you would always be and you would never become. Sorry, rant over.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the same with us, Martin. 93-20 club that was put in level 2. There was a group of 16 of us, and that was just us. Not myself, obviously. I've not been going as long, but my dad and some of the guys who we were with. My dad was at York away, and they were asking him, to do pay so much money. I can't remember the exact figure. And in the end, the guys just said, "Scrap it, we're going to the South Stand." But the fans of that, there was a group. It was the same as the Kippax because, like you, Martin, they were told wherever you were sat, that's where you'd be. So it was technically the Kippax there, and they were asking us all. They were asking them all to pay so much money. It was ridiculous, and the only thing we got back from it was a free program.
Yeah,
that was
it. Didn't we all get to? Did you all get to go and view your seat at the Etihad while it was being built?
Martin, I got to view mine at the Etihad when it was built, but there was only one reason. They sold my and my dad's season ticket. I went to my first game in '86 in the main stand, and as soon as it was a little bit bigger, my dad moved me to the Kippax. We then stood in the Kippax and sat in the Kippax. We had the same seat as they superimposed, like you're saying. I only got to go and see my seat because we got a phone when my dad went down to collect the tickets, and when we got a phone call that they'd sold our season tickets to someone else and we couldn't have them back.
Yeah, so
that's where for me, and that was where I just can't get that. Like, how can a club, for me, that's a really simple thing to do, and then to be told, like, again, as someone in Australia during COVID, who tries to fly back 2 or 3 times a year. This year, I got told, your season ticket obviously can't be, but if you don't buy it, you lose it. Because I still buy my season ticket. They didn't give me any options for living over here. You just got to lose it.
Yeah, but it did change it back on the public.
Yeah, they changed it in the end because we all kicked off, right? So,
I mean, this is a tension between trying to grow and make money on revenue and making sure that you don't forget your past and respect the people who actually got you to where you are today. This is the ongoing tension. I'm hopeful and pray that somebody within the club is looking at these issues and able to sort it out.
And guys, listen, I love the football club, and I'm not criticising them. I'm not trying to have a go at Manchester City because I cut me open, I bleed blue like everyone else here.
Martin, you are allowed to have your opinion on something.
Hey, you never know.
And not everything's perfect.
I will be on We're Not Really Here one day. I'm only joking. No, I'm joking, but I know. But the big thing is at the minute, and I'm sorry, I'm hogging it, and I don't mean to. COVID, football had the chance at COVID where we supported football. Football could have supported us back. We could have helped each other through this crisis. And instead, what's happened is
lost more
it's
touch.
just probably lost more touch and it's driven more fans away. Because I know so many fans that have said they will never go back to Man City.
It was the point, wasn't it? It was the chance where everybody could have, grouped together as a community, because that's what everybody. We've always been a family club, or us as the fans think we always have been. Anyway, it's changed obviously in the hands of the board and stuff. But if that true spirit was still there, it's definitely there still with the fans. Because look at us now, we're all here speaking, and we were due further through the first lockdown. And
I tell you what, Tom, you bang on. And one thing the club could do, which they'll never do, and all clubs could do it, is pre-season. Let's go and play Rochdale. Let's go and play Oldham.
Bet they don't know.
Saves them.
Go abroad again.
Yeah,
they'll go abroad again, and it is. I'd love that. I loved it. And the thing is, me and Tom will be back up and down this country.
Oh, of course we will.
We'll do it
more than ever. More than ever when we're back. I've missed it so much. It's horrible.
Don't worry, guys. Me and Tom will be sat there running around doing fan cams for you all. And Chris Baker will come and join us. And we will be back to normality at some stage. I promise you there's light at the end of the tunnel. I promise you. Look at America. Trump's out. And they got light at the end of their tunnel today, last week. So the light does come.
Yeah, it will.
We just got to hang in there a little bit longer. And for those who are losing touch, please don't stay. It will come back. It just may take it's going to be like a pair of new shoes. They're going to pinch a little bit when we go back. We're just going to.
It might be only me and you at Newcastle away or something next season at this rate. me, you, and my dad.
Go, Chris.
No, before we go, man, I think that we should answer the one question that we were set and we haven't done, and that is somebody asked yesterday on the on your and Tom's vlog, is Pep beyond criticism?
No, heck no, hell no. You know me, Chris. You know me.
I love that. Hell no. It was like, I'm going with it.
The reality is there are some things that we all see and we say, what the hell is this guy doing? What the hell are you doing? How do you play Garcia against Leon in a back three? We all know what the result's going to be, right? Why are you playing inverted wingers against a back five? Why? Why isn't Stones playing? You have Liam Delap.
Hang on. Breaking news. The idea of Pep being criticised is up, and Alan stuck a super chat in. Straight on with it. Here we go.
So
it's a positive. It's a compliment.
I love
Pep.
Pep.
Not read it.
Great show, boys.
I love Guardiola, but nobody's beyond criticism.
I think he's actually watching another show at the same time, though. So.
Whoa. Do you want to come back?
He's just sent Martin's a moron to the wrong one.
No, it was a club that he goes to that he was watching, but that's for another time.
Yeah.
No, I was saying, Martin, I absolutely love Pep. Love him. I followed him for a long time. I love him. But there are questions to be asked, certain things. And it's just weird. What's made you so successful, 1 year you change it, and then you get bad results, and you're like, dude, what are you doing? Right? Yeah. Trust the kids, you trust the players to do what you've trained them to do. Let them go out there and play. So I don't know.
I totally agree with that, Carl. Ross, what do you think? Because there are some City fans who do not like don't have a go at Pep. How do you feel about it?
Chris, you only criticize who you love. If I didn't give a shit about Pep, I wouldn't say anything.
It's the way you view. I think it's the way you view it, right, Chris? It's like some people think you're having a go, but just having an opinion. So I'll use our friend Alan. He had a go at Otamendi even when he wasn't playing.
Our friend bit off.
Oh, don't be like that, Martin. You love him.
We do. So we love Alan. Yeah. We miss Alan.
But Alan, that was Alan's view. Like, he's allowed to have a view, right? I couldn't believe the team when Pep put the Lyon team out. I was like, what is going on? We're going to get beat.
Yeah.
Look, that's. I think it depends what you are as a fan. Some people, I'm a positive fan. I'll always love sitting and get behind the players. But sometimes you just got to say they're not good enough, and it wasn't good enough, and what Pep did was wrong.
Yeah.
And people get all upset, don't they, when you're saying, well, who do you want? Do you want Alan Ball back, or do you want this back, and blah, blah, blah. It's like, no, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it wasn't good enough.
Well, it'd be quite difficult to get Alan Ball back, but
yeah, exactly.
Tom, that was a bit dark, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The year we finished fourth, didn't Carl say, don't congratulate me on winning fourth? Didn't he say that? Something like that, paraphrasing? Even he's having a go at the manager. So.
Yeah.
Do you think social media plays a big impact in this now?
It does.
Yeah, massively, Martin.
Because how many times do you go on Twitter? I mean, I know because I'm always tweeting out what we're doing with the show, but you go on Twitter and it's like, I mean, me and Carl, we've had some right. I mean, it's all nice, but we've had some right disagreements on Twitter.
Yeah, I've had to switch off my notifications for 14 hours.
No, but it's all friendly and it's opinionated. And our biggest one is the America versus local fan bit. And we've like, and listen, it's opinions, but, as long as you're not nasty and you don't fall out, that's fine. But the one thing I will say, I forgot what I was going to bloody say now. Move on.
Tom, I was asking you anyway.
Yeah, I know you were, but I got interrupted.
I remember now, the Lyon game.
Oh,
Martin,
criticism did that get on the team sheet?
Martin,
it was like
Martin, that game hurt me. Games don't hurt me.
I mean, before the game, Carl.
You know why it hurt me? Because I know we can do better than that. And that was one chance. I believe that against Bayern Munich, if we had gone against Bayern Munich and we played our full team, we had a chance. That game really hurt. Not because of the players, but because of the formation that the manager played. It really hurt. And it hurt the players too. But I still love him. I still love the manager.
Yeah, of course, absolutely. Tom, how do you feel?
Well, I'm finally glad I can answer the question.
Sorry about that, mate.
No, I know it's just some people you can't really, you sometimes just have to let them speak. So with Pep, I think anybody that criticises him isn't for the negative. It's just disappointment in what's happened. It's never a go at Pep in a way that you want him out. It's just like any manager or any player that you see. I've had, everybody's probably criticised De Bruyne for a crap passer or a rubbish game. Everybody's done it for Sergio. Everybody did it for David, Yaya, anybody. You can name it for any player. Even Vinny got, everybody's had a game where, they haven't performed to the best, and that can happen with the managers as well. So I only criticise him if it's necessary, and it's extreme if you have to criticise him because he's world class. So it's rare that we do it, but there's sometimes where his decisions and tactics aren't correct, but maybe to him they were. So it's always constructive criticism. It's never direct criticism. Oh, yeah.
Well, that's fair enough. I think that's how it should be as well, don't you?
Yeah.
Tom, before we just wrap up.
Yeah.
For 25 minutes.
Yeah.
Demario's asking
Welcome to the
Pablo
Chris
or Cancelo.
Why?
You better be careful here, mate. I'm telling you.
Come on, Tom. Come on, Tom. Why
Well,
are you even bothered?
Otamendi's better than Pablo anyway, isn't he? So that's one thing. Anyway, Pablo over Cancelo. There's no doubt about that. There's City legends, and then there's people who are playing for the club who I like. I love Joao, but he don't get in front of Zaba. No way. No way. Because Pablo Zabaleta, he is the man. I'm not going to swear on live stream, but he is the man. We all know the song.
Might as well. You took it over.
Go on then, Martin. Get on with it.
Thank you. That was the that was the Chris and Tom show for 5 minutes. Hope you enjoyed that short interlude.
That's next week.
Sir Alan again. God, he's won the lotto tonight. Pep is our best ever manager. Hope he stays, but he did. I think he means, but he dropped. You know what, against Leon. Yeah. I will say though, I think like players, I think fans have their favourites and fans have people they will overly more criticise than others. I'm guilty of it with Zinchenko. Chris is guilty of it with KDB. He will not go at KDB at all, even if KDB could score 5 own goals, turn round and jump over the manager, kick every fan in the pitch, and Chris would go 9 out of 10. What a player! He just don't always do it. That's the way some fans are, and it's the same with managers. No, you do.
Chris, did you see Trent's comment about KDB today?
No, I never know.
He said, paraphrasing, that sometimes when you're playing in the game, you watch Kevin play, you're like, wow. He's like, wow. Even within the game, there are moments he just blows him away just watching him play.
I don't think, Cal, that he's playing at his peak at this moment in time.
Yeah, I agree.
But he produces moments that are important in games. He's just such a quality player.
Yeah.
Listen, Chris loves him that much. He could walk in, he'd be having an affair with his wife. Chris would go down and make a butter.
I would.
He would love him that much.
He'd even get him a Jack Daniels and Coke.
Yeah, he'd make him a drink and an extra pillow. He would not be that bothered.
Listen, he's saving my energy for me, mate.
We're after 12, so you can say that.
Have you not got 3 minutes? Have you not got a minute or two in you anymore, mate?
I got it.
Listen, if Kevin wants to do that, mate, then he's a braver man than me.
TMI. I got it wrong.
God, I hope she never watches this.
Look, he's here. Otamendi. You're getting divorced in the morning, mate. Otamendi was, hey, here he is.
Just to let everyone know, because Alan's obviously in Melbourne, he always goes on about this. He's actually got an Otamendi tattoo. Now I can't tell you where it is, but he's got a tattoo of Otamendi. He actually loves him.
Oh, please tell me you're joking.
No, he loves him, but when he was having it done, because it's in Australia, they spelt his name wrong.
Oh, brilliant! That's class.
So he blames Otamendi. That's the reason for the score.
There we go. We've got it. That's it.
Chris, fancy a phone call for 10 minutes after this, mate?
Yes, mate, I really do.
Martin calling Australia very soon. Anyway, guys, has anyone got any last points you want to make before we wrap? Because it's been nearly 3 hours of absolute fun and laughs with you lot.
No. Yeah, thanks, guys. Really enjoyed the first one. Thanks for being on. It's a good start to the day for me in Australia. Now, just to let you know, we've had 14 days of no COVID, so I'm off to the pub.
Brilliant.
Great job.
The only thing that I want to say is that it's really nice to have found an Alan replacement, Martin.
Yeah.
Alan says, what a load of...
Well, to be fair to him, that's what he likes, Martin, these days. So,
Andy Blue Moon, is it a cheeky Otamendi? Ooh. Is it in a cheeky
no comment. If you donate to the channel, then you might get a picture of it.
Take care, Blues. You made my evening. Great live stream. Thank you, Sean. Kurt, great show, lads. Nice to see you. Ross was a great show tonight. Kurt, we need to get you back on, buddy. Missing you. We need to get you back on. What time is it in Melbourne now?
It's quarter to 12. Nearly dinner time.
Brazilian time. Just
Da,
Gallon.
da, 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 da.
Great stuff, Ross. So long as it doesn't say Landudno.
The little arm.
Yeah, the great arm.
No, a little arm.
Tom, big thank you for coming on tonight, mate.
Oh no, don't you worry. Yeah, so I don't know when I'll next be on. Hopefully next week. I'll be giving everybody updates of what I'm doing. Obviously, I'm starting the event on Monday. So yeah, Ross is fired.
You don't
But yeah,
work for him, dear.
No, he works for me, mate.
yeah, he does, doesn't he? Yeah, so yeah, I'll be giving
Just
people
1 minute,
updates.
Alan.
Yeah.
Just do that a little bit harder.
Brilliant. Yeah, so I'll be giving everybody updates next week of what's going on and targets and stuff, and giving everybody an update on how the running's going on and stuff. So yeah, and thanks to everybody who's donated so far. It's been a marvellous achievement for what I've got so far, and I know my granddad would be so proud to know that everybody's donating. So, and all the money's going to Alzheimer's research. So fingers crossed it can go to something close to a cure or something.
Yeah, good. Guys, people are on before because we're losing people to go. Please hit the like button, and if you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. Please hit the thumbs up. Ross, thank you so much, mate. Been an absolute pleasure having you on.
Thanks, guys. Likewise.
We'll definitely have you on again.
Definitely. Brilliant.
Because we've now found a normal City fan in Australia. Alan will be back. Don't worry, guys.
Yeah. Me and Alan have some quite good discussions. Could make for a good show, actually.
Chris, thank you, buddy.
It'd have to be after 12.
Cheers, mate. Yeah, I tell you what, this has been like a proper Friday night social.
God.
I feel a little bit drunk, so it's definitely. What's that? Oh God!
Your dad?
No, it's Alan in Brazil. It's Alan in a Brazil top.
He loves a Brazilian, mate. He does. Trust me.
Shut up, you.
But can I just say before we go on a serious note, again, if anyone's struggling, get in touch. Martin will put our email address up now. If you want to chat, then
go to
get
Starbucks.
in touch with us. We're here for you guys, yeah. So it's not easy times.
Yeah, drop us an email and you can get our mobile numbers. I charge £1.50 for the first minute, 75p for everything.
Yeah, you're nearly as bad as Sky Sports, aren't you? Then.
Yeah, look at him.
In all seriousness, though, if you do want to talk serious now, please, we will message you back, and we will. If you need to speak to us, we will be there to talk as well. Bye, guys. Carl, thank you so much, buddy. An absolute pleasure to have you back on.
Always as usual. And just see Brazil's lineup. Gabby Jesus playing right wing. Edison's in goal. And Douglas Luiz is playing 3-8 in the 4-3-3 for Brazil. So, about to watch that.
So, who's the winger? You guys are awesome. Thanks for coming on. I love this channel. Appreciate it. Guys, there is the email if you want to speak to any of us. That's me, Andy or Chris. We will respond back to you. Don't worry. And I'm sure any of the other lads, if you contact them, they'll get in touch with you as well. We've got a build next month. Yeah, it's going to be a big one. Great to see Carl. That's with a K, mate, not with a C.
Yep.
See no future reference.
I haven't got to chat to Carl for ages, so yeah, it is great to have a chance again.
Always,
Ross,
Chris.
thanks for the show. Yet again, says Blue Art. Great debut. Yeah, we will. We are always open to new people coming on as long as you are over the age of 16. If you're 16 or 17 or 18, we may ask you for a video just to go over some stuff and make sure, to cover us and to cover your own safety.
I never had to do a bloody video.
Times changed now.
Times of what?
Times have changed now.
Times have changed.
Guys, big thank you. Guys, have a lovely weekend. Me and Chris, Doom and Gloom, will be back on Sunday, 9 p.m. with the Empty Seat Show. Chris will not be drunk. He will be professional this time.
He always is professional.
Yeah. But we'll be back. No. Come and find out who is in the Empty Seat. And it is the final one in the series for a few weeks. we're going to have a little bit of a rest and concentrate on the Friday night social. But what will replace it on a Sunday night will be my FIFA. What a treat for you all.
Oh, God.
Woo! Straight in there. Guys, because I'm going to swap over my FIFA from Friday to Sunday.
Yeah.
Guys, have a great evening. Take care.
Oh,
Be
dear.
safe. And as always, up the Blues. See you later, guys.
See you guys.